A Friday night at Cardines, and well, this one just means a little bit more. I'm Harry Tidgwell, and we welcome you to Newport, Rhode Island, where the Gulls take on their bitter rival, the Ocean State Waves. The first time around this year, the Waves were the victors, but can the Gulls find some revenge here tonight? We got game time in just a little bit, but before we dive into the action, it's the NECBL broadcast pregame show starting right now. Just getting started on the NECBL broadcast pregame show, and it's Tristan Salinas here with us. Tristan, the Gulls now riding a 4-game winning streak after that thrilling 12-1 win the other night. What's it mean to keep carrying that momentum forward?
I think it's just fun, you know. Guys are enjoying being around each other. Stuff comes in ups and downs, but it's just riding the highs as long as you can.
Tonight, you guys got the Ocean State Waves coming to town, you know, rival here in Rhode Island. Does this game mean a little bit extra to the guys in the dugout?
I think so. After going down to their place, too, just the game did not go how we wanted to at all, but we showed some fight there, and I think tonight will be a good game. I think everybody wants it back with these guys, with their little beach chairs they have in the bullpen, all their little shenanigans. So I think we'll be good.
All right, final question for you. I know it was a big birthday for you yesterday. You do anything fun?
Had a little fire at the host family's house, and the girlfriend was able to come up, which was nice, so just hung out with a couple of guys at the house.
All right, well, good luck to you today, Tristan. And game first pitch is set for 6:35. You can tune in on ESPN Plus or head down to the ballpark for some Pell Bridge Series action.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. Moment I gotta keep going. I'm shaking the dice and I'm kicking and rolling. They already know.
And welcome back to the pregame show here on the Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. I am Joe Dupuis, and I am here with one of our media interns for a Gulls Insider look. It is Sorka Lewis. Sorka, a student at Xavier over in Cincinnati. You said you're studying digital media. What are you hoping to do with that digital media degree when you're done?
I'm not really sure yet, but, we'll see. Hopefully I can work with some DC sports team, or really any sports team except the Cowboys, Giants, or Eagles. And yeah, I don't know, I hope to get more into production or social media side of things, so I guess anything like that.
As somebody who is a fellow Commanders fan, I'm glad you don't want to work with any of the other NFC East teams, but you're from Washington. You got to watch, the Nationals win back in 2019. What kind of an experience was that for you after, the city of Washington hadn't really won anything in terms of championships in decades?
Well, that's actually not true. We won in 2018. The Caps won in 2018. So it was really great having that back-to-back championship year, like 2018 and 2019. It was a really electric time in the city. I really want to go back to that. Seeing the Knicks win, it really brought back memories for us. And I really hope, the Commanders or Wizards can get something done. Or, I don't know, the Nats or offense is heating up, but recently we haven't been shown out, so.
Well, you're clearly a sports fan. You love baseball, obviously, especially the Nats. And I've seen you wear a Reds jersey. What is it like working in the actual, downstairs in the dungeon, we call it, as the director? What's it like working on a broadcast for sports rather than just watching it on TV?
It's actually a really interesting question. It's really funny because directing the broadcast, I realized I watch everything except the game. I feel like I find myself watch every single sports broadcast so differently now. I notice every angle and every camera shot. I'm like, oh, that's a good shot, that's a bad shot, or oh, the audio is messed up here. Like I'm always thinking about behind the scenes now rather than in front of the scenes, and I just think it's such a cool and underappreciated job that a lot of people don't even take for granted. But it's really cool, and I definitely watch a lot of things differently now. So.
Now, it is comedy night. I did ask you for a joke, but you had a funny fact that you wanted to tell us. What's that fun fact about yourself?
I think the most fun fact about me is when I turned 21, I got to take my first legal sip of alcohol on the mound at a Nats game.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Sorka Lewis certainly giving us a direct look at things, as I terribly tried to put on the sunglasses to try and do David Caruso. Gulls and Waves happening tonight on ESPN Plus if you can't make it down to the game. First pitch is at 6:35. We'll see you then. We got more of the pregame show after this.
Most people spend their time trying to fit in. Not me. I want to be all in. I want to be in too deep, in the moment, in the center of it all, in the room where it happens. In it to make a difference every single moment of every single day. So grit your teeth and smile. Be ready to take on adversity. Be ready to transform the world. Ready for whatever life has in store. So, you in?
And welcome back to the Newport Gulls pregame show for the NECBL. I am here with the Gulls in Gulls Eye view of Devin Zyrus, who's been pretty phenomenal this season on offense. Devin, your offensive production has been pretty good. What goes through your mind, whenever you go up to bat every game, whether it's, we got a big lead, we're tied, or even when we're trailing?
Yeah, I think for me it's just trying to keep it simple, trying to keep it as simple as possible, trying to just don't make the game too hard. I think the game's hard as it is, so just trying to put the bat in the ball and, good things will happen. So take it one pitch at a time and just be as simple as possible.
Now, you came from Eastern Michigan before the season started. What's it like being in a place like Newport compared to having to deal with the action that is out in Ypsilanti?
Tell you what, the weather's a lot better, that's for sure. This is beautiful weather. The fans are awesome. Playing with some guys that are super, super skilled. Our whole team is super talented, so that's really fun to play with them. And, honestly, this is just a great atmosphere. And nothing against Eastern Michigan, but, this is a little bit better so far.
Well, you're going from Eastern Michigan from last season to next season. You're going to be a part of the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. How excited are you for having to be a part of a team that, a school that's had great athletic success despite how their size is?
Yeah, I'm super excited, honestly. I'm super grateful for the opportunity. As being a grad guy, having one more year left, had some great conversations with the new coaches there at Coastal, and I'm super excited for this next chapter in my career and, play baseball in South Carolina, something I've never been able to do. And so, yeah, I'm super excited.
I'm sure they're excited to have you down there in Conway. Now, it is comedy night. Do you have a joke or funny fact you want to tell us?
I don't have a joke for you right now, but I will say one of my fun facts is I do have over a 1,000-day streak on Duolingo, so I am trying to learn Spanish. If anyone has any help or anything like that for me.
Excelente. Well, Devin, I'm sure that you got, with all the stuff that's been happening, you got plenty of fans coast to coast. We got the Waves and Gulls coming up tonight at 6:35 start time. If you can't make it down to the game, we're going to be on ESPN+. We'll have more with the pregame show after this.
We are the heartbeat of innovation. The ones who care for your heart as if it were our own. We are challengers who never settle. We are healers who turn fear into hope and the impossible into done. We are at the heart of this community, providing advanced, nationally recognized medicine. We are South Coast Health, Heart and Vascular.
Wrapping things up on the NECBL broadcast pregame show alongside assistant pitching coach Dylan Brown. And the last time you guys faced the Ocean State Waves, a fairly high-scoring affair. What's the goal with the arms here today?
We got Will Taylor starting on the bump today. He has a really good three-pitch mix, up to 92 from the left side. He comes from the heavens. He's about 6'7", 6'8". And he's another portal kid trying to get an opportunity to find a new school. So I think he's going to be a great opportunity to show his stuff today.
Following Will, I know obviously you guys must have some plans out of the bullpen. What are you looking for if we're able to jump out to an early lead to help hold that down and put this one away?
Well, we threw a lot of arms at them last time, and we just didn't fill up the zone enough. And the goal this time is maybe get a couple more long inning relief out of either Jake Kennedy or somebody like that. Just get more innings out of them out of the pen, really.
All right, well, thank you very much, Coach. The first pitch in just a little bit, set for 6:35. Either come on down to the ballpark or tune in on ESPN+. I'm Harry Tidgewell saying see you in a little bit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. of Cardines Field in the 25th season of Newport Gulls baseball. Tonight's game sponsor is Fun for Fun. 8 volunteers are going from staff of that fine organization. The 50-50 raffle will benefit Pilgrim and St. Paul's Lutheran Church. Here are the starting lineups for the visiting Ocean State Waves. Leading off, the shortstop, number 3, Blaze Ward of the University of Missouri. He's from Mormel, Arkansas. Batting second, the center fielder, number 15, Thomas Molesky of New Mexico State University. He's from the city of Yakima, up there in Washington. Batting third, the left fielder, number 23, Charlie Saul from Bryant University in the town of Riverdale, New Jersey, which, believe it or not, once hosted a professional hockey team. Batting fourth, designated hitter, number 6, Max Farrell of San Diego State University and the city of Carlsbad, California. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 17, Gabriel Alano of the University of Miami. He resides in the city of Miami, Florida. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 13, Jack LaRose of Portland University and suburban Cumberland, here in Rhode Island. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 21, Cameron Papetti of Bryant University in the town of Grafton, Massachusetts. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 5, Ray Eubanks of the University of Southern Mississippi. He resides in Huntington, Tennessee. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 7, Owen Morgan of the University of Oregon, resides in Windsor, Colorado. On the mound tonight for the Waves, number 27, Benton Heckman of the University of Arizona, resides in Litchfield Park, Arizona. The coaching staff, the manager is Jalen Order, his assistant, Peter Clays, Mason Fioli, Zach Hines, Joe Lockman, and Caleb McGrath. They're the starting lineups for the Braves, and they will be accompanied by a few members of the Diamonds Baseball Club. Leading off for the Gulls, the shortstop, number 5, Gus Gandy of Stanford University in St. Simon's Island, Georgia.
And his baseball buddy, Tommy Blue.
Batting second, the center fielder, number 16, Devin Zyrwatz of Eastern Michigan University in the town of Imperial, Pennsylvania.
And his baseball buddy, Jack Baker.
Batting third, the first baseman, number 24, Brandon Larson of the University of Southern California. He's from Brooklyn, California.
And his baseball buddy, Henry Haskell.
Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 10, Peter Mershon of Coastal Carolina University in the town of Taylor, South Carolina. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 15, Tristan Salinas of Rutgers University in Boone, North Carolina. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 1, Aiden Cloud of the University of Kentucky. He's from Nexus, Missouri. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 31, Ryan Novak of Miami University in the town of Kansas, Georgia. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 23, Ryan Jarrell of Rutgers University in Glenport, New Jersey. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 32, Richard Tejeda of the University of Southern California, resides in the city of Riverside, California. On the mound tonight for the Gulls, number 35, Will Taylor of Trinity University, resides in Englewood, Colorado. The coaching staff, the manager, Mike Gomes, hitting coach Teddy Regan, pitching coach Kevin Long, and the assistant coaches Dylan Brown and Noah Martinez. They might come back the umpires assigned tonight's game. Calling balls and strikes, Mr. Aaron Brown. On the base paths, Mr. Glenn Stewart and Mr. Robert Melton. We believe these fine gentlemen should be accorded every courtesy. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. And good evening, Gulls fans. And welcome to the Funny for Fun's Comedy Fundraising Night at historic Guardians Field, featuring tonight's matchup between the Ocean State Waves and your Newport Gulls. Gulls fans, Funny for Funds was founded in 2014 by comedians Bill Simas and Mike Murray. Funny for Funds is a comedy fundraiser that brings people together for a night out of laughs while supporting a meaningful cause. It's more than just a comedy show. With every ticket they sell, which helps raise money for their organizations such as schools, youth sports teams, charities, civic groups, and other nonprofits. To date, Funny for Funds has raised $14.7 million throughout branches up and down the East Coast. Funny for Funds isn't just asking you to simply donate tonight, but instead they are offering a night full of fun as well as fun-filled memories. It's a low-risk, high-energy fundraising option. The Newport Gulls organization is beyond thankful for all that the Funny for Funds team has done throughout the community, as well as for sponsoring tonight's game. Thank you. Tonight, Gulls fans, I'd like to welcome up 4 very special guests to throw out tonight's ceremonial first pitches. First up is Vinny Giacovani. Vinny Giacovani has been an integral part of the Funny for Funds team since day one, helping them with all of their graphic design, from show posters to social media content. Vin is the creative mind behind the fun. Let me finish your bio! I didn't finish your bio!
Too slow! Why does he look like
And although Funny for Funds was born in New England, their colors proudly represent the Miami Dolphins, simply because that's Vin's favorite team. Next up is Bethany Simas, who is the wife and co-founder and owner of Bill Simas, who joined the team about 4 years ago and launched Funny for Funds 2.0. She runs the entire office, payroll, customer service, and yes, she actually answers the phone when you call. Since her arrival, Funny for Funds has doubled in size. Hold on, I'm not done. Bethany has helped add their new branches, including Tennessee, Texas, Boston, and most recently, a second Connecticut branch. She also technically saved the company by marrying her husband Bill, ensuring he never has to be behind a computer doing anything tech-related, which is beneficial for all parties involved. Take it away, Bethany.
Oh yeah, that's
Very good. Next up is Mike Murray. Mike Murray is one of 2 co-founders. Mike has an incredible story. Mike was deaf until the age of 40 when he received bilateral cochlear implants and could finally hear. He has used that journey and his immense talent to bring nonstop laughter to audiences throughout his 20 years in comedy, including the last 11 with the Funny for Fun's team. Mike is not only a hilarious comedian, but also an inspiration, proving that no matter what challenges you face, you should always chase your dreams. I will wait. And last, but certainly not least, is Bill Simons. The owner and co-founder of Funny for Fun, Bill is also the known owner of all branches and also known as Mr. Bethany. Bill has been a stand-up comedian for 15 years, but 11 years ago, when he locked arms with Mike Murray, he dedicated his life to serving others through fundraising and laughter. Bill is relentless in his pursuit of having a Funny for Fun's branch in every state across this beautiful country. With over 3,000 shows and 11 years and more than $14 million raised for countless groups across the East Coast, Bill has just one question. When is your next show?
Let your kids show you how to do it!
Hello, Bill. And on behalf of the entire Newport Gulls organization, thank you again to the Funny for Fun's team for sponsoring tonight's game. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd ask you to please rise, if you are able, and remove your caps for the singing of tonight's national anthem. Performing tonight's national anthem is Jessica Sullivan.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And against our glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er land of the free and the home of the
Thank you again, Jessica. And thank you again to the entire Funny for Fun's team for sponsoring tonight's game. Gulls fans, it's time to play ball.
One of, if not the very best rivalry in the entire NECBL. The Prell Bridge Series between the Newport Gulls and Ocean State Waves. 9 miles of hate between these two ball clubs. And while we bring it to you live here tonight from Cardines Field on ESPN+. It all starts right now. It's a Friday night at Cardines Field, and well, this one has a little bit extra to it. The Pell Bridge Series between the Newport Gulls and Ocean State Waves. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth alongside Gavin Watson and Joe Dupuis. I'm Harry Tidgewell. We thank you for joining us, and it's a big night here at the ballpark. Funny for Fun's night. We're going to get more into that in the top of the second, but as already mentioned, a rivalry for the state of Rhode Island here tonight. One of the best rivalries in the entire NECBL. And Gavin, I turn to you first. The Ocean State Waves on a 2-game skid, but the first time they faced the Gulls, they punched them right in the mouth in a very high-scoring affair. How do they go about replicating that here tonight?
They need to tag together base hits and base hits. They have to tag together the base hits. When they've done that and exposed the teams on their free passes, that's really when the game's gone the way of the Ocean State Waves.
Well, Joe, I turn over to you. In Newport, riding a 4-game winning streak, that walk-off win just 2 nights ago, they feel like they're unstoppable at the moment. They're riding a lot of momentum, but once again, a team that they lost to the first time around. How do you go about finding that revenge?
Well, the way you find that is just you tell them, look, it doesn't matter how good you guys are, how good these guys are, forget the troubles that you've had, focus on what you can do, especially with a heated rival like the Waves, because they're going to be doing their best. You better do it too.
Well, let's send it down to the field for first pitch, and the man on the mound is going to be Will Taylor. You look at the numbers so far this season, one of the best arms that Newport has had, a 1.59 ERA across 4 appearances, 3 starts, this being his 4th. He's gone 11 innings in 1/3 with that 1.59 ERA, allowing just 3 hits through those 11-plus innings, 4 walks to 21 strikeouts. Those 21 strikeouts first on the entire Newport roster. His fun fact, funny for Fun's night, he's really good at golf. I don't know if I think they showed it when we came up in the booth.
Yeah.
My fun fact was that I really am good at making chocolate chip pancakes.
And you provided some banana and chocolate chip muffins
I provided
today.
some banana chocolate chip muffins. Do you guys have any fun facts?
I would say one of my fun facts is I got to interview Joey Votto in one of his last ever media scrums in his professional career.
Wow, interesting guy,
yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was a very interesting experience, and a guy that he came in and he told the team a couple of things, and they immediately listened. And I mean, Joey Votto tells you to do something, you're going to listen.
Seriously. Count even at ones. Joe, what about you?
I would say my funny fact, I have never been outside of the U.S., and the farthest west I've traveled is Texas, but I have managed to meet quite a few set of celebrities from online culture.
You're a celebrity yourself, Joe. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I don't like to brag.
We mentioned the 21 strikeouts for Taylor on the season, looking for 22 in the first at-bat of the game. The pitch home is sliced foul, left side off of a post and right back to the mound. Taylor bringing it in on the hop, but he'll get a new pearl. Blaze Ward, the man in, the shortstop batting leadoff here tonight. I always tell you before the game, Gavin, the first time we faced you guys too, with a name like Blaze Ward, you're born to play baseball, to say the least.
Yeah, and you got to have some speed, and he does just that.
1-2 is lined left side and past the diving glove of Ryan Jaros down the line. Ward taking a turnaround first, and he'll retreat back to the bag. So a leadoff single for Blaze Ward. And Ocean State has their leadoff man aboard. You take a look at the batting lineup here tonight, Gavin.
Yeah, Thomas Maluski going to be the second hitter, then Charlie Soule, Max Farrell, Gabe Milano, then Jack LaRose, Cam Papetti, Gray Eubanks, and Owen Morgan out of Oregon wraps things up in the 9th slot for the Waves.
Well, Maluski now digs in. An impressive at-bat from Blaze Ward, having to work from behind against a guy that's put a lot of pitches past batters.
And now with the lefty on the mound as well, Ward going to have to be a little bit extra cautious if he tries to take an extra base with the lefty on the mound, an easier pickoff move to first.
The 1-0 home. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Right through it.
And this is, as you saw with the previous time these two teams faced, both of these guys, both sets, really good on offense. So it's a matter of making the other team's defenses capitalize on mistakes.
Yeah, and I wonder if we'll have a similar situation here tonight as a pickoff move over towards the first base bag, but Warden standing up. You look at the 2 arms on the mound. We'll get more into Benton Hickman later, but really two aces on each side.
Yeah, 2 power arms tonight going to face off. Going to be a good matchup.
The 1-1. Chopped foul left side, and Newport, they had the off day yesterday, and of course we had a lot of rainouts early in the week, so Newport at least was off on Monday as well. So the arms are a little bit more rested. They did throw a lot of arms in that walk-off win Wednesday night.
Waves only used 3 arms last night, so they got a good amount of arms in the bullpen ready to go for tonight's ballgame.
The 1-2 just above the letters, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that game against Valley that the Gulls had when they were last on, that was a hard-fought victory. You had to preach patience and taking your shots when you had them.
Start to finish, a game they trailed 10-5. Eventually won 12-11. Popped up backwards and out of play into the street.
Of course, that's kind of also been the issue the Gulls have had all year is they've never really been able to have a complete game. It's either they start out hot and then other team comes back, or they start out cold and then the bats get hot in the back half of the game.
Been a similar story coming the Waves' way.
2-2, they'll check with first, and he held up in time. So the count runs full. The top of the order for the Ocean State Waves really making Taylor work early.
The Waves bullpen, they've allowed 9 runs over 8 hits, a lot of innings. Yesterday night, 5 innings for them. They gave up a lot of runs in that ballgame, kind of gave up the game, unfortunately. So looking for a strong night out of the bullpen tonight, once it gets to that point, are the Waves.
Yeah, obviously you're expecting promising starts from both these sides, but the bullpens could very easily be the difference, especially if we have a low-scoring affair to begin. Which team punches first and has the early lead could be a very important factor. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Taylor kicks and deals and misses. Looks like maybe just below the knees for ball 4. So the first 2 men both aboard. Charlie Saul now, the left fielder, will be brought up to the plate, and an early scoring opportunity with Blaze Ward in scoring position for the Waves. You look at the numbers on the season, batting .200 on the dot with 3 homers and 11 RBIs. So he does offer some power.
He's had a couple of nights off, back in the starting lineup after a leg injury, back in though.
Goes fishing at the first pitch, comes up empty-handed.
Will Taylor likes golf. He's going to try and make these Waves play golf.
Yes, that fun fact we didn't get from Will Taylor, we got from Will Coleman, who, with the off day yesterday, some of the players went golfing, and he said Will Taylor is one of the best he's ever played with. So it only felt fitting to use that as the fun fact. I believe he shot a 75 at a par 71 course, so only 4 over.
Not bad.
Well, what are we talking? He's playing all pitchers? Is he playing some position guys? You know, the position guys don't want to mess up the swing.
Yeah,
so maybe
no,
not
I think it was
100%.
a full pitcher. Actually, Gus Gandy was there, so it was a mix of pitchers and hitters.
Still
1-1.
very impressive.
Ward dancing over at second. I think we might have some broken lumber on that swing.
You could see Taylor was keeping an eye on him,
Saul
trying to
checking
let him
his-
know, I can see you and what you're trying to do.
Saul checking the bat head. It looks to appear okay, so he'll hold on to the same stick. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another 2-strike opportunity for Will Taylor. He's come up empty-handed the first 2 times. The pitch home, just outside. So a good take from Charlie Saul works the count even at 2. Still no outs in the top of the first. Ward off of second. Molesky over at first.
Maluski really, or rather Soul, really finding his way when it comes to the offensive end and really starting to find the power in that bat.
Ward dancing. Taylor peeks back. Pitch home. Tipped right back into the mitt for strike 3. The 22nd strikeout on the season for Will Taylor comes in the top of the first inning for the first out of the inning.
And that's really what's going to be the most important thing whenever you're coming in. Start of the game, middle of the game, just get the first out, and from there everything's just smooth sailing.
Max Farrell, the cleanup man, DHing tonight, steps on in.
Farrell, switch hitter, doesn't want to go the lefty-lefty matchup, so instead deciding to bat from the right side here.
Having that versatility is really something, especially nowadays. You see less pinch hitters. Runners take off. Tejeda's throw to third on a hop in plenty of time as Jaros applies the tag for out number 2. Risky business from the Ocean State Waves, and it doesn't pay off.
Yeah, it looked like Ward didn't get a great jump on that ball, especially to a nice firm fastball in there to Tejeda. Gives him a great opportunity to throw the runner out down at third.
Tejeda just transferred to Cal State Fullerton.
Yes, he did just transfer to Cal State Fullerton. 2 outs. Taylor peeking back at second. Kicks and deals. Breaking ball. Misses outside for ball 1. Newport has a lot of really strong arms behind the plate. Between Tejeda and Adam Broski, who has the off night here tonight, they're really dangerous with their ability to throw runners out on. Adam Broski threw 3 runners out on the base paths the other day. And I think sooner rather than later you'll see less teams attempting to steal in the first place against some really strong arms.
Power has been the name of the game for the Gulls, whether it's power behind that bat or power behind those throws. They are really strong.
Yeah, and not even forgetting about the finesse of the throw, too, by Tejeda. He put that one right on the base and made it an easy play for Jaros to just get the glove down and get the tag there.
The 1-2 just below the knees, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I like the way you put it. The throw was it was in the perfect spot because Jaros didn't even have to put it down.
Yeah.
It was really, Ward just completely slid into where the ball was thrown. Can't really ask for much more. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
This is wild.
Molesky stands off of second. The pitch from Taylor. Got him swinging, strike 3. Tempts him upstairs with the fastball and gets him to bite. The Waves held scoreless in the top of the first. Can the Gulls be the first on the board? Find out next on ESPN+.
I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. The memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the balls in the brakes. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the cover, work the drummer, passion never rests. Freedom is a teacher under pressure, now we blessed. Yeah, it's one all, one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
Stadionic's primary goal is to maximize fan safety and amplify the fan experience so that you or your client get exactly what you envision.
Welcome into beautiful Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It's downright gorgeous.
Time for Newport to get their first chances here tonight in the bottom of the first. And the man on the bump for the Ocean State Waves, well, it won't be easy. Benton Hickman, take a closer look at the numbers, Gavin.
Yeah, the last start, 4 innings against Martha's Vineyard, only struck out 5 in that appearance. He's really been the ace like you talked about. 11 innings, 16 strikeouts, and really hasn't given up too many runs. Just look at that ERA, a .82 ERA. A guy that this Waves squad looks to turn to tonight to get a big rivalry win.
The numbers can really speak for themselves. The Wildcat out of Arizona made first team All-State back in high school, so he's been dominating at basically every level.
And the second of the Wildcats on that Waves roster as we take a look at the Gulls lineup.
Yeah, Gus Gandy's back in the leadoff spot here tonight after the off night on Wednesday. Devin Zyrus, the recent Coastal Carolina commit, bats second. Brandon Larson, the man who hit that walk-off, bats third, followed by Peter Mershon. Tristan Salinas, the birthday boy, batting fifth. Caden Cloud bats sixth. Novak 7th, Jaros 8th, and Richard Tejeda rounds out the lineup. The recent Cal Fullerton commit batting 9th. Gus Gandy back in the starting lineup. He pinch ran and got an at bat as well towards the end of that Valley Blue Sox game. He's been really strong out of the leadoff spot altogether. Last time he played the Waves, had a long ball, collected a multi-hit performance. I believe it was 5 RBIs on the day as well.
Well, Gandy did have the off day, but he did come in to pinch hit near the end there against Valley.
The first pitch in from Hickman is upstairs. You could sense the zip out of the hand on that fastball. A lot of ride to it.
Yeah, you got to imagine with the rivalry that both pitchers are going to be amped up a little bit, maybe an extra mile or two on the fastballs tonight from both sides.
The 1-0. Catches the letters, 1 ball, 1 strike. And I was talking to a lot of the players before the game, and this is the first time they get the Waves at home. And Tristan Salinas specifically, he said obviously, you know, the roster is different every year, so you don't really grow to hate these teams. You know, you come in and you're told we don't like Ocean State, and it gives you a little extra something to play for, especially in front of the home crowd. You could sense that the Waves wanted a little bit more when they were at home as well.
Well, and you have to remember, a lot of these Waves are returners, and so they've had the trip up to Newport. They've had multiple different series against Newport, so maybe the chippiness has grown through the years of these matchups.
Just 9 miles, a 25-minute drive. 1 ball, 2 strikes into Gandy. Misses away, 2-2. In that part of the zone, Aaron Brown calling balls and strikes behind the dish. It doesn't seem like a favorable outer third here tonight. We'll see if the pitchers start to shift towards that inside part of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Power slot for a lot of guys on that inner half, so might be a little bit scary for these pitchers to go inner half.
Right down Broadway, froze Gandy for the first strikeout of the evening in favor of Benton Hickman. See the heat just kind of nothing Gandy could do. There's a little bit of movement to it as well. It seems to work in on the righties.
Well, a good job freezing the batter, too, with the fastball. It's not often you see a freeze on a fastball, so a good job by Hickman using the mix early.
In steps Devin Zyrus. One of, if not the best offensive weapon for Newport so far this season, batting .429 with the .548 slugging, .564 on base. Has it 1,033-day streak on Duolingo. I think that might be the most impressive.
That's a crazy fun fact. What languages has he picked up?
Spanish is what he told me. I interviewed him before the start of the game. He also told me he's real excited about getting to go down to Coastal Carolina, play down in South Carolina with the beautiful weather down there, and with an organization as great as the Chanticleers.
Spent the last 2 seasons at Eastern Michigan, and when you look at his college numbers combined with what he's already put together this season, it's no wonder that one of the premier baseball programs in the entire country has come calling. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out in the bottom of the first. Righty on lefty. The pitch from Hickman. Outside, past the glove of Campopetti behind the plate. You take a quick look at those defensive alignments.
Sol, Milowski, and Eubanks is left to right in the outfield. Then Jack LaRose at third, Blaze Ward at short, Owen Morgan at second, and Gabe Milano making his second start at first base of the year, and then Papetti will be the backstop for Hickman.
3-1 is popped left side above the netting and out of play, so the count runs full to Devin Zyrus.
Right onto America's Cup Avenue, which whenever they play that sound effect of the crashing, you always have to wonder, like, did that actually hit somebody's car?
You have
Fortunately,
a quick second.
It doesn't. It's just a local attorney's commercial kind of thing.
The 3-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Hickman not afraid to pound the zone with 2 strikes. There's another look at those defensive alignments for the Ocean State Waves. A .940 defensive percentage, which is last in the NECBL, and the Waves not up to the exact start that they want. And you wonder if giving teams extra outs is playing a part in it.
Yeah, and they have had all but one of their games they've committed an error, and multiple of those games have been multiple error games, so really giving away some free bases.
But when it comes to a rivalry game, you ignore the record, you ignore the stats, because they might as well be 0-0 like the start of this game.
Brandon Larson once had Chipotle every day for an entire summer.
That sounds like it would be painful.
I wonder how you keep it fresh. Do you rotate things? Larson rips one past the second baseman. Morgan to his feet on a hop, throw to first. Can't be corralled by Milano. It first looked like it almost got away from him, but I think he knocked the ball possibly straight down, or he kept it in the glove. But the throw on a hop brings Milano off the bag. He was unable to corral it in cleanly, and the first hit of the ball game for Newport comes in the bottom of the first.
We'll see if they count that as either a hit or an error.
Yeah, that's a tough play for Morgan over there at the corner, so you got to imagine they're going to go with the hit there. But
I'm in favor of a hit.
Morgan made a great play and made it a tough play at first for even a chance for Milano to make that play.
Larson has just been ripping the ball as of late. 2 home runs already on the season. Mershon grounds one up the middle on a chop. Ward has it. Throw to first. Not going to be in time. It might have been a little late regardless, but it brought Milano towards home plate. And to say the least, those last two plays, they were challenging plays, but we just mentioned the Ocean State Waves have struggled to make those, and they've given good teams extra outs, and in Newport's not one of those teams you want to give extra outs and opportunities with runners in scoring position too.
Hickman starts the game with 2 strikeouts, then 2 tough plays for the infield to make behind him. It's a little bit of a letdown for your pitcher on the mound, even though those are both tough plays. 50-50 balls could go either way.
Salinas lines one the other way, and it's going to be tracked down by Charlie Saul. The birthday boy almost breaking things open in the bottom of the first, but the scoring will have to wait until after the break. You're watching on ESPN+. We welcome you back to a packed house here at Cardines. And well, we mentioned it's Funny for Fun's night. We bring you quickly inside the broadcast booth, and Stephen Donovan joins us. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Funny for Fun's as a whole, this is a great experience.
It's our pleasure. It's our first year partnering with the Newport Gulls, and we couldn't be happier to be here. And a lot of people don't know, even though we were born and raised in Warwick, Rhode Island, people are still learning that we have a homegrown company that has helped groups and causes raise $14.7 million over the last 11 years.
Well, Rhode Island based, we have 2 Rhode Island teams on the field, but we have 3 guys that went to school or are going to school in upstate New York. We have Gavin goes to St. Bonaventure. I know
the Bonnies.
You went to Syracuse.
Gavin.
I'm currently at Syracuse. Go Orange. But in the Newport is wearing the orange jersey. I think those are in honor of you here tonight.
I think
they knew you were coming.
Someone is owed a very deep gratitude. That's tremendous.
Well, we wanted to just ask you. Obviously, all the work you guys do is great, but for the fans listening in at home, what's the initiative? What's the goal of Funny for Funds?
We just want to help as many people as we can. And we have a roster of about 80 comedians, and they work all around the country. But there's a different feeling when someone says, hey, I just battled cancer, and I have tens of thousands of dollars in bills, and we can get together and sell out at Knights of Columbus and then give them a check for $30,000.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's tough to beat that feeling.
Yeah, and it's doing it in such a fun and creative way as well. And
you'll never have to go to a spaghetti dinner. When I was a kid playing Little League, we would raise money with canning. You'd stand in traffic hoping someone would slow down and give you a nickel.
Uh-huh.
And then, yay, we have 35 cents. That's not how to do it.
Yeah.
We know how to do it.
Well, I applaud you guys for just that creative thinking altogether, and just creating more joy, I think, is also just a part of the collective as a whole. It's
Harry,
spreading
people
that
are grumpy.
funny.
I hope I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. People,
we're new to the world. We just got here.
You have a dewy-eyed optimism. You're filled with Syracuse and Newport excitement.
Yeah.
But people need a boost, and that's what we give them.
Yeah. Well, we gotta ask
cold hard
you.
Cash.
First time at the ballpark. What's the experience been like so far? Have you been here a couple times?
I've been here once before, and I can't get over the dimensions in center right field.
Yeah. Fair enough. We've seen a lot of home runs to right center so far this year.
I mean, I would love to have been in the room when they designed it, and what beverage was served at the meal when they sat down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Milano goes down looking, but you're right. Some really wonky dimensions at Cardines Field.
But we took the boat. We took the ferry from Providence down here.
All right.
Let you off right across the street.
Yeah.
You got to get on this. Harry, you got to get on this ferry.
I got to do it.
You go right underneath the Newport Bridge.
Really?
Tremendous. All this beach traffic. No, you're waving at them pointing and laughing because you are on the high seas, my friend.
Well, I hope you
The
can
high
say you
seas.
like Cardines more than Ocean State. The Gulls more than Ocean State. Is that safe to be said?
Yes. Are you kidding me? I believe their home is in Cranston, Rhode Island.
Yes,
Is that
yes.
true?
It's about
Yeah.
a 25-minute drive right across. This is the Pell Bridge Series is what they
Right.
call it.
So I rest my head. Oh, that's
Grounded up the middle and threw for a base hit. Jack LaRose grounds one into center field.
Jack. Get comfortable at first base. You're not moving an inch.
There we go. So waiting for the jokes to come.
I'm living in Warwick. If I say anything nice about Cranston, they won't let me back in the city limits. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm yet to. I know Warwick's where the airport's at. I know Sorka Lewis, our producer, has done a lot of the driving players back and forth as they come and go.
Well, you want to make sure you check out the airport in Warwick because it has the greatest bathroom in aviation.
Really?
Yeah, the government here in Rhode Island is beset with all kinds of problems, and first on their list of priorities was we need nicer bathrooms at the airport.
There we go.
And so that's what they have.
Larson diving into the first base bag. Steven, I gotta also let the fans know at home, if they want to help, what are the best ways to help your collective and just keep feeding into this positivity?
We thought it would be a good idea to have a website. It's not a fad, these websites. You know what I mean?
They're around it. They're staying.
Yeah. So funny, the number 4, and then funds could be churches, youth sports, could be unforeseen medical bills. Any reason at all, we bring all the equipment. We could do a show in your driveway, Harry.
Wow.
Yeah.
I might call you guys.
If you need money for any reason, we're like Planet Fitness. We're judgment-free. We don't ask any questions. If you have a crippling a problem with you love scratch tickets too much and you need money to help you out, we can do that. Harry, whatever you need, we're here for you.
I appreciate it.
We
You
just
guys
want to
are
help
the
as many
best.
people as we can.
Yeah, that's great to hear. That's what it's all about.
So now you're a sophomore at Syracuse.
I'm going to be a sophomore, yes.
Yeah. This is the school that brought every broadcaster known to anyone, and now you're following in their footsteps.
I'm trying. I'm trying, to say the least. I know we were talking earlier about some of the radio stations and grounded foul left side. You were saying that you're still in contact with Z89.
Every year I go back to school at Syracuse. The Z89 is the #1 college radio station in the country.
Yeah.
And I hope people from FM 88 are listening because WAER, a distant second.
I'm going to have to clip this and send this around. This
I would
is
hope,
going into
Harry.
all the group chats,
I
I
would
promise
hope you have some kind of an editing skill. Oh, look at this.
Broken bat.
That'll get him. He got that.
Leaping off the bag, throw to the plate. Not going to be in time. LaRose works his way around the bases. What a wonky play right there, to say the least, Mr. Donovan.
That was exactly how they drew it up. They were hoping that exact set of circumstances would happen.
The broken bat, too. That played into it.
Right. They knew I would badmouth Cranston. They get a little angry, and they get a little pep in their step.
You're adding some fuel to the fire.
Because we can't win 11-0 and then have it just be, let's how many hot dogs we can eat. We need a give and take so that we have a dramatic victory at the end.
Well, did you catch the walk-off win on Wednesday night?
Here's what I loved about Wednesday night. It was the sponsor there, Salve Regina.
Yes.
And so everyone got, the first 1,500 visitors to the field got sunscreened.
Yeah.
Which, if you're going to see night baseball, you need as much sunscreen as possible.
The lights get really bright here.
Of course. What are you, nuts? Of course.
Sometimes I just go tan on the pitcher's mound after the game.
And for those of you who have not yet seen Harry, he is the only person in South County right now, the two of you, shirt and tie.
Yeah, I
All
know.
business.
I thought you got the
Tremendous.
memo. You didn't. No, but I love the golf shirt.
Had I got the memo, I would have upped my game a little bit. I mean,
I'll tell you.
guys are
At first,
representing.
I thought you were rocking the Eagles hat when I first saw you, and I was going to say I can't do it. I can't do it.
No. The Dirty Birds? No, thank
As a
you.
diehard Giants fan, broken bat
Another
again.
one.
Larson's diving effort comes up empty-handed. Getting the wave towards home plate is Eubanks diving in safely and making it a 2-0 ball game. We have broken lumber all over the place, so we're going to have to start a fire or something after the game with all of these.
Eubanks, a lot of people don't know this. His grandfather, longtime television game show host, Bob Eubanks.
Really?
No, I just made that up.
You just made that up. You're full of jokes. I see why this is good for you.
Well, that's my job. You know what I mean? If I just came up here talking about algebra and the color beige, that's no good. You know what I mean? You got to advertise what you got here.
Yeah. I got to ask you, Syracuse specific.
Yes.
Jerry McNamara being brought in. Steve Angeli coming back from injury. I don't know if you still keep up with the athletic teams as a whole. What's showing more promise in your opinion?
I love Jerry Mack. and
love
you
G-Mac.
don't want to be the guy that follows the guy, right? So
Yeah.
Jim Boeheim, an icon of college basketball, you don't want to be the guy that follows him. You want to be the guy after that guy because that guy is not going to, you know,
Has no pressure on that guy.
right?
Yeah.
So not Jerry Mack. He's done everything you can do for a Syracuse athlete. Wins, graduates 4 years, dominates. Siena, he did his thing. So I feel very
Go
good about the
Saints.
future.
It's good to hear.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can turn it around by the time I'm out of there.
Now, this is your first summer with the Newport Gulls?
Yes, this is my first summer. Strike 3 swinging. Mr. Donovan, we got to thank you for joining us here again. We bring you back inside the booth. Any last words or ways that people can keep helping out and donating? Where should they go?
So you can go to funny4funds.com, but just look to help any way you can for any reason. You know what I mean? We're going to be the people that help everyone. No one's going to come in and save the day.
That's a great message.
So
I appreciate it.
Don't wait until you break the law and are sentenced to community service.
There we go.
You know
Do
what I
it
mean?
beforehand. Do the community service regardless.
Help.
Thank you very
All
much.
right.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Have a great day. Enjoy
Go
the
Bonnies.
game. Hopefully the Gulls can pull it out. We'll be back right after the break.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. Moment I gotta keep going. I'm shaking the dice and I'm kicking and rolling. They already know.
We are the heartbeat of innovation. The ones who care for your heart as if it were our own. We are challengers who never settle. We are healers who turn fear into hope and the impossible into done. We are at the heart of this community, providing advanced, nationally recognized medicine. We are South Coast Health, Heart and Vascular.
Well, it was a busy top of the second. The Waves getting on the scoring side of things. I feel like we're yet to see a ball leave the infield, yet we've seen 4 combined hits, 2 runs, and the Ocean State Waves out to the early lead. Newport will try and battle back. Caden Cloud, Ryan Novak, Ryan Jaros do up, so 6, 7, 8. It's funny for Funds Night, so I know Joe's a big fan of the 6, 7.
I'm
We got to
not.
make a lot
No,
of corny
I'm not.
jokes here tonight, Joe.
No.
It's for funny. We're
It's
having
for
fun.
I know. Just
We can't thank Stephen Donovan and the entire Funny for Funds crew enough for coming out here tonight. It's really a great experience, especially on a Friday at Cardines. It's a packed house and just such a good mission. We encourage everybody, if able, to go help them out any way you can. And that message to just spread positivity. The world always needs more positivity. Ain't that right, Gavin?
Yeah, that's a great message to leave for anybody. Just do your part. Try to, add any sort of positivity you can to the world, and it seems like Funny for Funds is doing just that.
Well, Caden Cloud leads things off. First pitch misses upstairs. Cloud homered the last game right over the right center field wall. That we already mentioned the odd dimensions of Cardines Field. It's played very favorable for the Gulls. They've hit a lot more home runs over the right center field wall than they've given up so far this year. Cloud ahead 1-0.
And that fence is pretty much the size of the Green Monster in Fenway.
I think it's 26.5 feet.
Yeah, so a Green Monster's probably taller, but if you can hit it over that, you can hit it as a home run pretty much anywhere. That also shows why you have to basically have a powerful team here.
1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch misses well, low and away. Gets to the backstop, 2-1.
I mean, these are 2 teams. They rank 3rd and 4th in the league in batting averages. So 2 teams that really hit the screws off the ball, and could be a slugfest tonight as things get going.
Pitch to Cloud, misses outside. You know, Caden Cloud, as fun fact, almost quit baseball to pursue a career in soccer. A multi-sport athlete, fouls, went straight back into the netting, right towards us.
And how fitting also that soccer, with the World Cup going on.
Well, speaking of putting a ball into the back of the net, the netting that just saved us, Joe Dupuy, Stadionic, the official netting and facility partners of the New England League. Stadionic's netting, wall padding, and facility solutions have been featured in Major League Baseball venues. Pitching to Cloud is a cold strike 3 right on the corner. Cloud doesn't like it, but the first man retired via the K nonetheless. Those Major League Baseball venues include Citi Field, home of the New York Mets, Truist Park, home of the Atlanta Braves, as well as collegiate facilities throughout the entire country, including Florida, North Carolina, Clemson, Texas, Horns Up, and many more. From design to fabrication to installation, Stadionic is making sports facilities iconic and keeping us broadcasters safe up here in the booth.
You said your fun fact is that you can make, chocolate chip pancakes. I think your fun fact is that you are a master of the transition.
I gave Sorka 3 fun facts, our producer, to pick one out, and none of them were about my transitions. I said I love Naz Reid. I was saddened to see him get traded. Obviously, you're excited to see, as a Timberwolves fan, excited to see them make a move for a guy like LaMelo, but I remember my friend texted me, and as soon as I said, who for? And he said, Naz Reid, I fell to my knees in the middle of a Walmart.
It's tough. Anytime, the fan favorite gets traded, it's a tough scene.
It's a tough scene. And then my favorite movie is Reservoir Dogs. Novak swings right through the 1-1, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Do you have a favorite movie?
I mean, I'm going to go with the typical one, go with a baseball movie, but one of the best baseball movies out there, Bull Durham, is my favorite go-to movie.
Never seen Bull Durham.
Great movie about the way the minor leagues at least used to be, maybe not so much anymore, with less long bus trips and more so just a 6-game set in the minor leagues now. But nonetheless, that's a great movie. You got to check it out.
I got to check it out. That'll be
Durham,
next
North
on the list.
Carolina. Also, they're, I believe, still a Tampa Bay Rays AAA affiliate in the International League.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the bottom of the second. Pitch into Novak. Outside.
And you said your favorite movie is Reservoir Dogs. You got Clowns to the left, you and Jokers to the right.
I've been waiting to make that open, Joe, and you really just snatched it away from me. I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan. The count now even at 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitch into Novak. Runs inside, and it clipped him. So Novak will reach aboard safely. The third base runner of the ball game for the Gulls.
Yeah, it looked like Hickman wanted the fastball in at the hands, but just missed a little bit too much on that inside half.
I want to warn you guys now, along with 7th inning trivia today, the contest starts now. Start thinking. I'm giving you time to think. We're going to have since it's Funny for Fun's night, we're going to have a comedy challenge where you each are going to tell me a joke. I'm the judge. And whoever makes me laugh more wins 1 billion points.
All right, I like it.
First pitch catches the outside corner. Joe, are you up for that?
Since
you're doing the trivia today, I get to come up with my own thing, which is comedy.
Fair enough. I will allow that as a trade-off.
A fun night here at Cardines.
And
all
Ryan
smiles.
Jaros is going to have some fun, hopefully. The fun fact from him is that his older brother also went
Grounds
to Rutgers.
went left side and through the gap into the left field grass for a base hit. A simple piece of hitting right between the shortstop Ward and third baseman LaRose. And runners on first and second with 1 out for Newport, trying to snatch back those 2 runs as soon as possible.
And, it's very fitting that it was Ryan Novak being put onto first through being hit by pitch. He has been a big preacher of patience.
Patience.
And take your shot only when it is best.
Patience is a virtue, as they say.
Newport doing a good job of battling against this Waves team. They put up 2 and then now putting back-to-back runners aboard, putting a good little rally together here.
Richard Tejeda, he made his debut the first time around against the Waves on the road, just after catching a red-eye from California into Rhode Island, so hopefully a little bit more well-rested this time around. The offensive numbers on the season, not quite where he wants them to be just yet, but a limited sample size to work off of. Catches at the knees for strike 1. Petty looking over at first, but no throw made. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 men aboard in the bottom of the second.
Now you got to be careful you throw it out to first base, because if you try to do it too fast, that's going into the outfield, and you're giving up 2 free bases.
Something the Waves like to do, though, if the runner at first isn't paying enough attention.
Tejeda sends one the other way. On the hop is Gray Eubanks making the catch, and neither runner will advance. So a loud second out of the inning. Tejeda, a good piece of contact, but just right at the right fielder.
Got
and it
fast.
turns the lineup over to Gus Gandy.
Fastball on the outer side, and I mean, just to have a power bat like that coming out of the 9 spot, it's got to be really good for scoring runs and producing runs, especially with the power that Tejeda has in his bat.
And if there's anybody that can definitely score these runs home, it's Gus Gandy. He's got an incredibly fast swing, as we've noted before here on these Gulls broadcasts.
Struck out his first time up, gets the breaking ball and lines it into left field. Novak taking the turn around third. The throw to the plate on a hop and in time. Charlie Saul on a dime from left field, quieting the Newport crowd in the bottom of the second. The Gulls held scoreless. Take another look at this throw. A 2-0 lead for Ocean State stays put on a miraculous play. The top of the third coming up next on ESPN+. We mentioned the fun. Well, look at that, a donut eating competition. A nightly classic here at Cardines. I don't think I'd be good at speed eating donuts.
No, that feels like it'd be a quick way up the same direction the donut came down, especially trying to force it down quickly. But got to give it to the 2 athletes that they decided to pick tonight, doing a great job of getting the donut down.
Of course, the real prize, no matter who actually eats more of the donut, is you get to keep the donut regardless of whether you win or lose. So you get a good meal, a good little snack while you're watching the Gulls.
Well, and do you ever have the strategy of, hey, I'm just going to take the loss and I'm going to go sit back and enjoy my donut for the game, you know?
Well, I like how you mentioned the athlete term, because obviously July 4th is right around the corner. We'll have the hot dog eating competition. Joey Chestnut, I think it's a battle for second when he's competing. I mean,
there was some drama with he got charged with some
yeah,
crime.
I mean,
is he going to be able to make he was and will be able to make the hot dog eating contest? I mean, that is big news in the professional eating world.
Absolutely.
Crazy. I saw that. I was taken aback. We'll see if he can touch 80 hot dogs possibly this year. Taylor's first pitch misses low. And Joe, I'll ask you, how do you go about responding if you're Will Taylor after an inning where he didn't really give up any hard contact? It was just a couple of tricky plays that didn't go his way that allowed Ocean State to get out to this early lead.
I mean, we've talked about this before. Goldfish memory. Just forget about those and focus on now.
Fly ball into center field. Zyrus right underneath it, wraps it in leather for the first out of the inning.
Got some oohs and ahs out of the crowd here, but barely had to take a step off there.
And you know, I remember the first game the Waves had of the Newport Pelbridge series last year here in Cardines. Was full of wild weirdness, especially with the pitching. The way the Gulls won, but off of 2 pitch clock misses from the Waves.
Yeah.
It allowed 2 walks and allowed the Gulls to eventually come back.
Charlie Saul, 3-hitter, steps on in. We've seen more pitching violations as of late. I think sometimes when you don't have the clock out there, the arms on the mound just forget a little bit, and the umpires have been on it. Charlie Saul 0 for 1 today, struck out his first time around.
You know, we don't get a chance to see what it is either, so it's one of those things of you just ready up as quickly as you can.
Working inside and catching the inside part of the zone for strike 3. Saul's second strikeout of the day as he retreats back to the dugout. Taylor settling in nicely during the top of the third.
There's that goldfish memory I mentioned before. Forget about what happened last inning. Just steel yourself, focus up, take out the next 3 batters.
Taylor, 5 strikeouts in this one, doing a really good job of neutralizing the Waves' order, especially when they've gotten on base.
You could say waving batters left and right, to say the least. 5 strikeouts, that being his second looking. We're only in the 3rd inning of things. Max Farrell. The 0-1 in. Swing and a miss, down low and away for strike 2. Taylor trying to collect back-to-back Ks to end the away half of the 3rd.
And we talked about the fun facts of the Gulls. The Waves have a couple fun facts. For example, Max Farrell, not the only person from Carlsbad, California on that Waves roster.
Just above the letters. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Farrell, another fun fact about him, he's a big rom-com fan, loves his rom-coms. One of, I think, 2 or 3 Waves in that dugout who really enjoy the rom-com genre.
Lined up the middle on a hop. Gandy has it. Running throw to first in plenty of time. So 1, 2, 3 go the Ocean State Waves. But the Gulls trying to fight back against a 2-run deficit. The home half of the 3rd coming up next on ESPN+.
What makes a great team hat? It starts with a Z. For decades, Zephyr has been making the most iconic headwear in the game, trusted by teams, colleges, and pros. We cut out the middlemen and work directly with our manufacturers, so you get top quality, fast turnaround, and prices that make sense. From bold designs to unbeatable fit, Zephyr hats are built to match the quality of your team, right down to the last stitch. Zephyr Team Headwear, born from experience, built for teams that stand out.
Hello and welcome back to Cardines Field. I'm Adelina Aubin, and the Newport Gulls bring some serious height to the mound this season, featuring pitchers who stand 6'5" or taller, led by 6'7" Zane Stahl. Their height creates tough angles for opposing hitters and is one of the main reasons why Newport's pitching staff has been so successful this year. I'm Adelina Aubin, and back to you guys.
Adelina Aubin, the best in the biz. Thank you again. We'll hear more from her later. Talking about the pitching staff for the Newport Gulls this season. It's been quite good. But the Ocean State Waves with an early 2-0 lead. 2-3-4 due up for Newport. That's Zyrus, Larson, and Mershon.
Killer's row.
The Gulls, they had momentum going last inning, but that stellar play from Charlie Saul, the throw to home on a line, hopping straight into the mitt for the 3rd out of the inning.
So maybe struggling on the offensive end, 2 strikeouts tonight, but the defense, the glove, that's the way you can help in any sense. Despite the bat working, whether the bat's hot or not, your defense is a way you can contribute to the game no matter what.
We talked about it being a matter of Ocean State making the plays they need to make. When you can make a play like that saves a run for your pitcher, you owe them a dinner or something, a steak or two, to say the least.
Well, remember, it's baseball. There is no one person who can change the entire roster. Everybody's got to work together on that. And if you're the pitcher, the fact that you got one guy in front of you and 7 other guys behind you that got your back, literally in some cases, that helps.
Zyrus watches strike 1. The count even at sticks. Brandon Larson, he singled his last time up. He stands on deck.
Larson, we mentioned before, was the hero of that game against Valley.
Zyrus, he struck out. Pitch inside, below the knees. 2 balls, 1 strike. You thought it was possibly off the bat, going back to Wednesday night's game. I thought it was a walk-off grand slam.
I thought so, too.
He got a really good piece of it.
I was downstairs doing the grab because I was like, oh, that's going over the fence. No, but good enough.
Zyrus right through it. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
What helps when the fence is 20 feet tall, that makes it a taller task for the bat up at the plate now.
It also helps when you've got a jut right out in right center like that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if he had hit it 20 feet to the left, you get the short 321-foot fence. Instead, he went to the deepest part of the ballpark as Zyrus rips one down the right field line. This should be good for extra bases. Digging for two and standing up in safely. Devin Zyrus, a leadoff double in the bottom of the third. A really good piece of this one. Just a pitch inside that he was able to pull.
Yeah, and exactly what they need to do, get out to an early get base runners early with less than 2 outs, and that's a great job to get the leadoff man on board and in scoring position.
Especially working with 2 strikes. Hickman trying to work the inside part of the plate and caught a little bit too much. Zyrus making him pay. His first hit of the ball game is good for extra bases. Brandon Larson now stands in, a dangerous power hitting threat, as we already mentioned.
Over 400 batting average. That is
a 455 batting average with a 1.273 slugging.
That is ridiculously powerful, and he is only going to try and add to that if he can.
1 ball, no strikes.
And they actually counted what was, we thought it was a single. They're apparently in the scorebook saying that's an error.
Oh, they are?
Yes.
Tough error there.
Larson lines one right at the shortstop. Ward, who can't catch it cleanly, recovers and throws to first in plenty of time for the first out of the inning. Looked like Larson froze for a second coming out of the box.
Well,
Figured it was grabbed by Ward. I think they would have got him anyways, but gave the shortstop a little bit of extra time.
Now we got Peter Mershon, another transfer to Coastal Carolina. He's going to try and bring his future college teammate home with this at bat.
Yeah, you're right. Devin
done.
Zyrus and Peter Mershon.
Coastal Carolina hoping a lot more of this can happen over the course of next season for them.
This is easily something you could be watching in just a few months.
And they did make it to the College World Series final last year.
Yeah.
Not so lucky this year, but one team that did, Oklahoma, and the Gulls are waiting for an Oklahoma kid, Kyle Branch, to come by.
Had a monster Game 3 of that College World Series. 3 hits, 6 RBIs. That 3-run home run was the exclamation point on the Sooners' 4th College World Series.
And on the way there, he had to face his brother Colby from Georgia.
Made national headlines as well, yes.
And also Colby was also a former Gull himself.
2 balls, no strikes, 1 out with Devin Zyrus off of second. Mershon chases upstairs for strike 1.
Hickman doing a really good job despite the double, just going right at these hitters, commanding the strike zone, and a good job by Papetti calling a good game behind the dish.
We've seen a lot of hard hit balls across the ballpark already on both sides here tonight. Not much elevation, so nothing that you could really expect to get out, but hard hit singles driven anywhere. Mershon pops one up, foul right over the grandstand. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And, the wind also, we can feel it, but, you're right on the wharf, right on the Atlantic Ocean, so against Narragansett Bay. So the environment of Cardines, not just the shape, can play a lot into the way either team is going to have to bat.
Now, first time at Cardines, does it play like a San Francisco Giants ballpark where the wind in the air, it's just kind of wild and random?
Yeah, I usually, before first pitch, will say the weather and then the wind swirling in every which direction, every which way, to say the least. Yeah, that tends to be how it is.
And with an incredibly short backstop, just like what the Giants have, so not going to, if a wild pitch does happen, not often that you're going to see.
3-2 breaking ball inside. Mershon works the walk. Yeah, some nights it can get really crazy. Some nights it's relatively calm. I'd say this is about average for what to expect. Your papers, they flick around a little bit, but not too much. You figure out how to keep them in place. But I like a nice little breeze as the Waves pitching coach will breeze his way out on there to the mound for a quick little chat with 2 runners aboard and 1 out. Tristan Salinas, the lefty, will dig in momentarily.
Yeah, I think just trying to give his starter on the mound a little bit of a breath. Things have been going well overall, so Joe Laffman, pitching coach for the Waves, coming out, giving his starter a little bit of a breath and kind of try to think through how to get through the rest of this inning and get those last 2 outs.
Yeah, and both of these pitchers, Taylor and Hickman, having deal with really challenging offenses to go against. And we know the numbers for both of them are really impressive, but these are some of, if not the best bats that they've had to face all season, and you can tell already.
And it's not just this is a very interesting matchup you've got here for both offenses because, yes, the Waves do have good bats, but looking at them, their biggest threat has always been their speed. So it's a speed versus power matchup when it comes to these offenses.
Well, the 5-hitter in Salinas stands in. We mentioned turning 21 yesterday. First pitch home, breaking ball, misses below the zone.
And they say that he did not go.
They held up in time.
Appealed to the third base coach, or third base umpire.
I always wonder, because there was a tough call last night, another similar check swing. How good of an angle does that second base umpire really get on those plays? It's really a tough call for him to make from that angle.
It's always a difficult decision. And, there's no robot replay here, so.
1-0 misses downstairs. Back-to-back breaking balls, no good for Hickman. So the count runs 2-0 to Tristan Salinas.
I know that the robot umpire thing was very controversial for some baseball fans. A classmate of mine at Rhode Island College, she absolutely despises that. But it seems to have worked out pretty well.
2-0, catches the knees for the first strike of the at-bat.
But if you ask either one of these dugouts, they would love to have some sort of automated system.
Especially last night with one of those calls that almost cost the Gulls the game, I think some fans would have said, if they had not come back.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 men aboard. Pitch into Salinas. Breaking ball that catches the inside. Salinas looking back, asking some questions to Aaron Brown. He'll call time. Look at the flashy cleats out there on the mound.
Absolutely. And the orange,
bright orange laces with have some flowers.
Looks
some nature on the outside.
Rare to see that over in Arizona, but
the count even at deuces. Hickman shakes his head no. Shakes again and steps off.
Papetti, in between the pitches there, was arguing with the home plate umpire, trying to say maybe the umpire interfered, trying to get the throw down to first to cut the runner off, but no luck for Papetti behind the dish.
The 2-2, runners take off. Pitch sails past Papetti off the backstop, so both men in safely.
The only reason they were able to get in safely, they both got a massive jump. They were threatening for a double steal anyway.
It looked like Papetti was drifting his eyes towards third and thought that he was even with the ball with his glove hand, but just missed it, and both runners advance with ease. The umpire calling time.
And you already see it, the small backstop like Joe talked about earlier in the game. Now you see it already into this ball game. That one bounced right back to Papetti and gave him a chance. Should there have been a chance at a play at the plate, but you see that backstop already, the firmness of it coming into play.
Yeah, if they didn't have that jump, neither one of them was getting that extra base.
3-2, infield moves in. Ocean State trying to hold on to every bit of this 2-run lead. Payoff pitch is fly deep into right center field. Way out of here, Tristan Salinas. A birthday bash for number 15 in Newport has the 3-2 lead.
Somebody call NASA, we got ourselves a moonshot.
He knew it off the bat, gave it a little bat flip, and watched it fly. Cardines letting them hear it.
And I think this is what they've been trying to preach on that offense is patience. Find what you were looking for. Pitch right over the plate by Hickman, and Salinas just like, I'm taking that. It is not coming back.
That violent, powerful swing. Hadn't found any long balls just yet, but when better than the first day you turned 21 than to notch one into the home run column. Caden Cloud, well, he might be a little bit younger, only a freshman, but he already has 3 home runs on the summer.
He just left that one way too much over the plate, and he just timed it up well, did Salinas, and you're not getting that ball back. That's into a good part of the yard to hit it towards.
Might want to check your windows out in center field if you're one of the houses back there.
I was going to say there was a guy sitting on the camp chair out there earlier. Good thing he left. Maybe a little bit of a danger risk out there.
You always have to be careful with that.
Newport already with 5 hits on the evening.
I mean, whenever you have a house that's right by a stadium that's frequently used, like what Cardines is, you always have to wonder, are the insurance rates going to make, are they going to cover baseball flies through your window because of a home run?
2-0 misses up and in. So Hickman, 3 straight balls in the Caden Cloud.
That takes some pressure off of the rest of the offense because it's like, okay, we can do this. They're not unbeatable.
3-0 is an auto take from Cloud, but in there for strike 1.
And, Caden Cloud, we mentioned this on his game on Wednesday, had that home run, so he's just as much of a home run threat. Everybody in this lineup is a home run threat, so if you're Hickman or anybody in that Waves pitching, you got to be very careful.
3-1, catches the outer third. So the count runs full to Caden Cloud, identical to Tristan Salinas just a batter ago. You'd have to think Hickman will try not to leave something so far over the plate this time around against another dangerous power hitter. The payoff right through it for strike 3. Cloud unable to catch up to it for the second out of the inning.
It's a great way to bounce back after the home run. See where he leaves this pitch.
He did once again challenge that middle part of the plate. He has a lot of confidence. I think that screams confidence from Hickman to go right back to the pitch that you gave up the home run on and say, I trust it, I'm going to beat you, and not afraid to attack Caden Cloud. 3 straight strikes after falling behind 3-0, and the breaking ball into Novak for strike 1. Hit by pitch, his first time around.
Well, Novak's been very much a leader on this Gulls team because he's one of the few guys returning from last year.
Fouls one straight back, left side.
And, also on top of that, he was also an all-star last year. So when they had that in Upper Valley, and he's hoping that leadership and the patience that he has might make him go back there when it's held up in Maine next month.
Ryan Novak now with a deep fly ball into center field. Molesky back on it just in the nick of time for out number 3. Allowed out to end the inning, but Newport out in front 3-2. The top of the 4th coming up next on ESPN+.
Gavin Watson joined alongside Harry Tidgewell and Joel Dupuis here on ESPN+. Ocean State Waves taking on the Newport Gulls, who have a 3-2 lead off the bat of Tristan Salinas. That'll be 5, 6, 7 of this Waves offense trying to get them back into this game. And it'll be Gabe Milano starting things off, the lefty from Miami.
Yeah, and Ocean State, they've showed offensive promise as well. They haven't had a big hit like Newport and Tristan Salinas just came up with, but they've been pestering through these first 3 innings, and they'll look to keep pestering Will Taylor in his 4th inning of work. And you have to think the back half of the second time through the order and possibly the beginning of his 3rd time through the order are going to be the hardest to have to deal with.
Well, definitely with these past few innings, it's shown no lead is too far ahead. Anything can be broken open.
Milano typically has sort of an upper swing, as it'll be Will Taylor out for his 4th inning of work. Told me today that he's just going to try to hit the ball straight through the fence, like a line drive and not even worry about trying to hit any home runs. Just hitting line drives today is his approach, given the extended fences here at Cardines Field.
Contact is important, especially with this Waves team. You just get it somewhere where it can be in play, and then you go fast.
Taylor misses in there. Draws the count to 1-1 now. Taylor working quick on the mound. Already got the sign ready to come home to Milano. And Milano takes one outside this time. Good job by Taylor working around the zone, not really giving Milano the power bat for the Waves. Too much of pitches where damage can be done.
Yeah, that outer half, as I mentioned earlier, has been few and far between in terms of strike calls. So wait for Taylor to attack that inside part of the plate and give you something in your wheelhouse instead of chasing outside.
Let the pitcher tell you his story, and then you find the opening.
2-2 comes home from Taylor, and Milano puts a good swing on this one. Out towards deep right center field at the wall, and it is off of the wall out in right center field. Milano going to scoot in for a leadoff double to start things off for the Ocean State Waves.
Well, you talked about focusing on just hitting line drives. A little bit of extra air underneath that one from Milano, to say the least. Almost got out of here off the very top of the wall, right next to the light post. But now both teams back-to-back leadoff doubles in the bottom of the third, now top of the fourth as well.
Mistake pitch there from Taylor, just left one right down the middle to Milano, and he hopped right on that pitch.
Don't expect the offense to slow down.
So the new man out of the University of Rhode Island, and Jack LaRose stepping up. Lefty on lefty matchup, jumps on the first pitch. Milano is going to have to retreat back to first base, and a tough play by Gandy at short means that Jack LaRose reaches on the error.
Yeah, that's that weird Cardines grass, especially the one that's in the infield like that. It can make the ball bounce in some weird ways you can't really corral. We've seen that a couple of times throughout the season, and we saw that earlier in this game as well.
Gus Gandy, a sure-handed shortstop to say the least, but yeah, just a mistake coming in on that one. Couldn't bring it in cleanly. The Newport defense, their second error on the day already. Coach Kevin Long is going to go out there and have a quick chat. It feels like right when you gain the lead, the last thing you want to do is give it right back.
Yeah, that's a huge momentum boost if he can get a zero here on the mound in Will Taylor, but trying to slow him down. Similar situation that we had with Joe Laffman last inning, just trying to slow the starter down to allow him to stay in this ball game a little longer.
You know, and Kevin Long going out there, you know, give him some encouragement, let him know, hey, listen, just stay calm on this. You know, they got 2 runs a couple innings ago. Don't worry about what happened then. Worry about right now.
Yeah, you have the bottom of the order as well in Papetti, Eubanks, and Morgan, so this is a good chance to at least collect a couple outs before you got to face the dangerous guys like Ward and Molesky.
Yeah, that might be the message from the pitching coach, Kevin Long, saying, hey, you got to go right at these guys. These are the guys that you want to get your outs against. Is this bottom part of the lineup, 7, 8, 9, like you mentioned. It'll be Papetti to start things off. Nobody out still.
And without a force-out opportunity at any position, you know, double play is still very possible. Just because you got 2 runners on and no outs, that does not mean that things are going to go bad.
Corners are in, maybe expecting a bunt, and Papetti shows the bunt and pops it up, gets it down enough, and it'll sneak foul. So a little bit of small ball there for the Ocean State Waves, trying to get a bunt down and move the runners up.
Small ball wins championships.
Yeah, if you're the Waves, the last thing you want to see is that ball popped in the air right away.
That was a hold your breath moment type of situation for the Waves.
Wonder if we'll see Papetti square up again here.
Makes sense. Eubanks has been a hot hitter for this Waves team. Taylor comes home. Papetti doesn't show bunt this time, and it goes to 1-1.
I think that was more so just a threat of, I can do this, just so you know.
Papetti batting just 179, but has 3 extra base hits this season, including a long ball. Taylor sets, fires and comes home, and a swing and a miss by Papetti draws it to a 1-2 count now.
A pitch that Taylor put right over the middle of the plate, and Papetti coming up empty-handed, you could tell by just coming out of the box and resetting. That's a swing that he wanted back after reset down 1-2 against a dangerous strikeout pitcher like Taylor.
Taylor now with a 1-2 count. Gets a swing and a miss from Cam Papetti. And Cam Papetti's the first out of the inning, sat down on strikes. A good way to get going for Will Taylor on the mound.
Well, you know what they say, Gavin. Baseball's it's a game of alphabet soup, and right now it's all K's for Will Taylor. Picking him up left and right is 6th of the ball game, and those 2-strike pitches, he's just been deadly all evening long.
Really a tall task tonight against the big lefty on the mound. It'll be the lefty-lefty matchup, so makes it an even taller task now as Eubanks swats this one down the line.
Tough crowd. Tough crowd. No one liked my alphabet soup joke?
I mean, it's a good analogy.
It's a good
analogy. I didn't really expect it to be
I'd get a chuckle or two.
Joke.
It's okay. It's okay.
Hey, remember, it's okay. You're not the one in the competition. You're the judge later.
I'm the judge. This is why I'm the judge.
So Taylor sets, comes home to Eubanks. It bounces away from Tejeda, and so there you go. The bunt by Papetti doesn't matter. They're going to get the extra 90 feet on the pass ball or wild pitch by Tejeda.
One that just completely got away from the catcher. I wonder if he was possibly crossed up a little bit or just caught it off the bottom of the mitt, but I think it clipped the mitt and then off the knee pads and skated away right.
So the 1-1 pitch, Taylor comes home to Eubanks, and Eubanks swings through it.
And that breaking ball he's been working with, so much horizontal movement on it, and you can tell by just looking at the swings that they're so off balance. Eubanks was completely on the front foot. You wonder if Taylor goes back to it, or does he try and speed him up?
The 1-2 pitch, runners on second and third. Eubanks hits it up the middle. The runner's going to score from third in Milano, so does Gray Eubanks, and a good job at that, scoring the runner and tying this ball game up at 3.
Does a job indeed. Didn't have to do all too much with it. Had Gandy moving towards the second base bag, and heads up base running by Gab Milano to be aggressive and force pressure on Gandy, who just decided to take the short out at first and tie things up. A nice response from Ocean State.
Owen Morgan playing in his third game for the Waves this season, the man out of the University of Oregon. Hops on the first pitch, swats it over towards Carson, and he'll step on the bag in plenty of time. But not before the Waves are able to knot things up at 3 thanks to the bat of Gray Eubanks. We'll be back, a tie ball game on ESPN+.
Most people spend their time trying to fit in.
Benton Hickman out to work for this 4th inning of work in a brand new ball game after he left it a 3-2 ball game. Now a good job by the Waves offense to get him that 3rd run, tie things up here from Newport, Rhode Island. Guardians Field will have a defensive substitution into the game for the Ocean State Waves. Out in right field, Brody Batove will take over for Gray Eubanks.
You'd have to assume that'll be in the 8th spot of the batting order as well.
A lefty for a lefty. Batove and Eubanks both left-handed bats. So we'll look at it. The lineup for the Newport Gulls here in the the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Jaros, Tejada, and Gandy. That's 8-9-1. Jaros singled his first time up in the 2nd inning, trying to get the offense back the lead after it was given right back away. Tristan Salinas did a good job of getting the game open, and then things have fallen apart for the Newport Gulls pitching staff now.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the scoring here tonight's a lot like a ping pong game where it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Absolutely.
You're going to see a lot of scoring spurts on both sides, I would expect, especially as we get into those bullpens, because you look at how both sides were able to generate offense off of really two solid starting arms, and you can really only expect those numbers to increase.
We saw that last time these two teams played.
Hickman comes home after the breaking ball on the first pitch was missed for a ball. The fastball outer half now misses, and it's 2-0. Hickman, the command starting to go a little bit. Some movement up in the Waves bullpen, but nobody throwing yet. Hickman, close call, tried to get the breaking ball over, but it'll run to a 3-0 count instead.
Great patience there by Jaros, watching what it is that Hickman can give him and then take advantage of it later.
3-0 lands in there outside half for a fastball strike.
I think the last thing you want to do after letting up a crooked number on the scoreboard is let the leadoff man get a board. Obviously, Hickman just one pitch away from doing so, but has to try and battle back any way he can.
Hickman comes home, fastball fouled straight back, and it's going to reach the streets here in Newport.
And there's Matt Benestad, one of our camera guys on our media team.
Good job by Hickman to battle back a 3-0 count to start it off here, and then now runs it full here. Comes home. This one swatted out towards center field. Maluski at the wall, and Maluski's going to have to play it off the wall. Catches it off the wall and holds Jaros to a single.
A very long single, to say the least. Ryan Jaros close to the goal's second long ball of the ball game.
Similar spot as well as the first ball.
You mentioned, has anyone gotten close to the bullseye, and that was almost it.
There is a competition if a Gulls player can hit that bullseye. There's also a hot dog.
We almost had free tax returns.
And there's
Someone
also
else got a free tax return.
There's also a hot dog over on the right field wall too for a competition out there.
That would have been electric. Hot dogs and tax returns.
Well, I mean, tax season's over, thankfully.
Thankfully.
But
it's always tax season, Joe.
Hey, you can never be too early to prepare for your taxes.
First pitch, a close call, but misses outside. Next pitch, a breaking ball called for a strike. Similar-ish spot, but the count goes 1-1 nonetheless.
Tejeda's hasn't exactly been too big of a problem for opposing defenses to have to deal with, but when he gets hot, he can be a big threat.
That foul ball almost lodged into the fencing.
We've seen that happen at baseball stadiums before.
That part of the ballpark where it isn't the stadionic netting, so there you go. You see it gets lodged in, but
yeah.
Stadionic netting, that wouldn't happen necessarily.
Right off.
Bounces right off. Hickman comes home, and there you
like
go.
That.
He bounces it right into the Stadionic netting.
This should be a commercial.
1-2 count now to the 9 spot, Tejeda. Tejeda lined out to the right fielder, allowed out his first time up, and trying to battle his way here on a 1-2 count. Hickman trying to pick up his next strikeout. Tried on the breaking ball there, and he got Tejeda out front.
Yeah, I really think Tejeda might have caught that one off the top of the bat. Had some really weird spin coming off of it.
Yeah, it was going right into the dirt in front of him and then spun back. Gotta be careful if you're down there. Thankfully, they've got fencing for protecting the batters, too.
Hickman on the 1-2, checks back to first base, and the runner in Jaros is in there in plenty of time.
We have seen Newport play a lot more aggressive on the base pass as of late, so good choices by Hickman to just continuously check in on the runners, try and keep them as honest as possible.
Hickman gives a look and then checks back again. Milano, it almost looked like he didn't see it, kind of sidearmed the catch there. Maybe that low light, the sunset starting to affect the first baseman from Miami over there. Hickman takes a look, sets on the mound on the 1-2 and delivers home to Tejeda. Tejeda launches this one up sky high. Maluski gives chase, camps under it, and will collect it for the second out of the inning, or the first out of the inning rather.
and on both sides, we've just seen continuous hard-hit balls in play. And that's why I have the expectation for the offense to only continue, because when these swings begin to level out as the game goes on, we're going to see more and more base hits. The order turns over for Newport, and they looked pretty good here today. That second time through did them some justice. Gus Gandy, Zyrus, both picking up hits.
Papetti looked to try to throw down on the ball outside. A 3-3 ball game here. Bottom of the 4th inning. Newport out hitting the Ocean State Waves 6-4. Benton Hickman has been impressive until that home run to Tristan Salinas. Sets and comes home, gets a strike over the plate, swing and a miss from Gandy.
You missed 30 combined hits on Wednesday night.
I was going to say, I had it written in my notes, 29 hits in the last game combined, as well as 23 runs. I mean, what a ball game. You talk about what's the opposite of a pitcher's duel, it's that.
It's that right there.
1-1 pitch fouled into the Stadionics netting again, and now the count draws 1-2.
I think we could probably beat that with these two teams. They've been, the opposite of a pitcher's duel is a slugfest. And both of these teams are capable of doing that like they did previously.
One of the interesting things to note about the way that Cardines field is set up is both dugouts on the first base side for the Gulls and the Waves. So
bullpens too.
Mere feet away from each other. And we know how heated this rivalry gets as the runner's on the move, but it won't matter as Gandy fouls it back.
I think where more eyes should be alerted is down to the bullpens, because I think the pitchers get a little bit more chatty and can be battling down there. They don't have any umpire supervision either.
Is there some bullpen coaches down there? They need some adult supervision, I think, down in those bullpens.
Oh, they absolutely can get chatty. And, you know, in between innings,
not to say any,
Harry likes it when they play hacky sack.
Not to say any beef was started, but the Ocean State Waves players, they brought their beach chairs today for the bullpen. And one of the arms, I'll go unnamed, on the Newport staff said, "Oh, it's funny for Fun's night because those chairs are a bunch of jokes."
The Waves, the beach chairs have become something of a Waves thing. It's become something they're known for. And arms starting to go in that Waves bullpen. You see them in their chairs. They'll lift those chairs up when they score a run, as this one fouled away by Gandy.
What a fight from Gus Gandy, fouling off pitch after pitch.
Hoping to wear Hickman down before he finds the perfect slugging opportunity, or at the very least set one up for one of his teammates that's coming up later on in the lineup.
2-2 pitch. Hickman trying to get the leadoff man out. Gandy instead slaps one through the the third base shortstop hole, and station-to-station baseball for the Newport Gulls. Back-to-back hits.
That's some professional level hitting from Gus Gandy, who just continued to fight, fouled off pitch after pitch after pitch until he got one he was able to keep between the white lines and lines right through into the left field grass. Newport pressuring once again in the bottom of the 4th, trying to get the lead right back.
And with Blaze Ward playing up the middle for the double play, there was no chance for him to even try to get that baseball.
Zyrus had the double down the line to begin the home half of the 3rd.
So Zyrus steps up, watches the first pitch ball in there.
And I think that's the double-edged sword you face when you're Hickman, who really likes to pound the zone with 2 strikes. He favors pounding the zone instead of generating chases. And well, when you have really good stuff, that can work and that can help you rack up strikeouts against really talented hitters like Gandy and Zyrus. Zyrus' double came with 2 strikes as well. Salinas' home run came with 2 strikes as well. Some of those hitters can really make you pay at times.
Yeah, and you really wonder if the fatigue is starting to get to the pitcher on the mound, and Hickman pitch 80 coming up, but you don't want to make a mistake here, especially not to Zeros, as this one misses outside.
Zyrus is absolutely a threat, so wearing down Hickman like what Gandy did, definitely going to cause problems for him later on and could set up Zyrus for something big.
I have to think at this point the leash is getting pretty short.
Wonder if this could do it for Hickman. Comes home on the 3-0 pitch, and it'll load it up after a 4-pitch walk given up by Benton Hickman.
And the man he's about to face is not somebody you want to deal with. You are facing a monster in Brandon Larson. Brandon, he hasn't exactly been having a great start today, but he could always crack something that would bust this game wide open.
0 for 2, but one of those balls was hit on an absolute line and was the diving stop by Owen Morgan. So I think it's only a matter of finding the gap now if you're Brandon Larson to pick up his first hit of the ball game.
Saw a bit of a mound meeting there. Tried to get him calmed down I know bases are loaded. Just try to get through this. Calm down. Release going to come in soon. You got this, though.
Pitch 84 going to come into Larson here to start things off in the at-bat. Runners at first and second. Sorry, Brenner's base is juiced here. This one thrown in the dirt from Hickman. Nowhere to put him if you're Hickman. You got to go at these Newport Gulls, and you got to find the strike zone quick.
Yeah, 5 straight balls, and he's got to find a response sooner rather than later. I know Larson's a dangerous hitter, but found something in the zone.
1-0 misses outside, makes it 2-0, and Hickman really got to do anything to find a strike, but you can't just throw one over the plate and give an easy home run ball essentially for Larson at the plate. So you got to be smart with where you pitch, but you also got to find the zone. Hickman sets and fires on the 2-0 in the dirt.
He's trying not to throw one right over the middle like what happened with that home run by Salinas. He doesn't want to throw up another turkey, but unfortunately it looks like he's having some trouble.
Yeah, it looks like that Gus Gandy at bat, or it was just foul leading to the single, really wore him down.
Looks like it's Grant Wren ready to go down to the Waves bullpen as a strike is thrown in there from Hickman.
I think you don't really have another choice than to pound that in the zone 2 more times and hope that Larson can't do anything too bad with it.
Home run always shakes up a pitcher, so now you got to be careful here.
3-1, can Hickman keep it close? He comes home, gets a swing and a chopper. Ward gets it, flips it over to second, over to first, and not able to get scooped by the first baseman, Milano. 1 run scores in Jaros, and Gandy's going to come around all the way from second and score on the error by the second baseman. Just tried to rush the throw a little bit there.
We mentioned the costly fielding for Ocean State so far this year, and a throw that Owen Morgan really wishes he had back.
And that's going to probably be Hickman's night.
A tough way to end the night for Hickman. A 5-3 night, or 5-3 ball game here from Cardines Field. Will he take the ball? Yes, Coach Borders will take the ball. It'll be a new arm coming in. We'll tell you all about Grant Wren when we come back on ESPN+. Bullpen doors come swinging open, and out comes Grant Wren from the University of Arkansas. He'll be out for his 3rd appearance of the summer. His last time out went in 2/3 innings, recording 3 strikeouts for the Ocean State Waves in a tough 6-5 loss ultimately trying to keep this ball game where it's at. There'll be a runner at first. We'll see what Wren is able to do against Peter Mershon.
Yeah, and you're really just looking for that third out to get out of the inning and keep this ball game right where it's at. You know that your offense in all events will most likely have a response with the way that they've already looked so far here tonight, but you can't let bad get to worse.
This one hit right up the middle. The first pitch offered from Grant Wren is hit right back to where it was delivered.
Top of the zone, middle of the plate, and Mershon, just as you said, putting it right back where it came from. Good job of just squaring up the baseball, and Newport staying in business during the home half of the fourth. They want as much as they can get.
So to move runners to first and second as the big scary man comes up to plate, and Tristan Salinas, a 3-run bomb his last time up. That one out towards right center field where the infield or the outfield wall starts to come in a little bit. 2 outs as Papetti and Wren trying to get on the same page, and Papetti going to have to go out and talk it over with the Arkansas native.
Probably giving him some words of encouragement of, yeah, I know this guy hit a home run earlier, but don't worry about that. You got this.
You know how you want to work against Salinas this time around and try and limit him as much as possible.
Salinas batting .364 with 16 hits for the Gulls this season, and trying to keep an inning that's gone the way of the Gulls going as Wren misses upstairs this time. Wren, a guy who just is itching to get on the mound, wants as many innings as possible, and just a true gamer, wants to be in these ball games, wants to be in the close ones.
That's why they come
thick
here.
Of it.
There's a development way to develop everybody.
Fastball misses downstairs, count runs quickly to 2-0.
And Salinas, not a bat you want to fall behind on in the count.
Wren comes home, another one up the middle. Ward collects it, steps on second in time, and gets the out, but not before 2 more runs are able to score for the Newport Gulls. The Gulls take a 5-3 lead. We'll come back, and the Waves come up to hit in the top of the 6th inning when we come back on ESPN+.
Stadionic's primary goal is to maximize fan safety and amplify the fan experience so that you or your client get exactly what you envision.
Welcome into beautiful Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It's downright gorgeous.
Bryce Cook, the new man out of the bullpen for the Newport Gulls, somebody that the Ocean State Waves have already seen this season. What do you know about him, Harry?
Yeah, Bryce Cook, the man out of Louisville, he offers a lot of velocity with the fastball, and he looked to keep this 2-run lead right where it's at. You look at the numbers so far this season, a 4.15 ERA across 4 1/3 innings pitched. He surrendered just 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks to the 7 strikeouts.
And I mentioned he faced off against this Ocean State Waves team when the Newport Gulls traveled home to Old Mountain Field. He went 1 2/3 innings in that appearance, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs on 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. So a guy that this Waves team has already seen some of today, or some of this year rather, and trying to make an impact. You know, they talk about it in the major leagues as you see more and more guys kind of more often, especially out of that reliever slot. Maybe the hitter's starting to get that 3rd time through penalty against that pitcher on the mound.
You look at the final line for Will Taylor after 4 innings of work, surrendering 3 runs, but none of them earned, off of 4 hits, 1 walk to 6 strikeouts. moving his season total up to 27.
And, you know, great work there as we see the hacky sacking going on out in near the bullpen. Great work there by Will Taylor, getting out 4 innings of work. Really, you can't ask much better of a pitcher out here in the NECBL.
Won 3 runs to his name, but all of them unearned, so doing a good job of not allowing guys on to score. And Cook trying to do much of the same here on the hill for the Newport Gulls.
Yeah, I think Taylor did a great job of setting the tone, but now how is the bullpen going to follow that up? That's the main question that we're going to find out early on here from Bryce Cook. He has to try and locate a little bit better than the last time these two teams faced off.
Well, he's definitely in a better position having to start the inning this way as opposed to coming in after things have happened, like what happened with Grant Wren, who was, credit to him, he came into a situation that didn't look all that great for a pitcher, but he managed to come through. But Bryce Cook in a much better opportunity to start.
Cook going to face off against the top half of this Waves offense. 1, 2, 3. Ward, Maluski, Soul. This one hit right back up the middle by Blaze Ward, keeping his hot streak alive. Had a base hit in the first inning and now doubling it up. Another multi-hit game for Blaze Ward.
Some deja vu back to the top of the 4th when the first pitch that came in from the bottom of the 4th, where the first pitch that came into Peter Mershon out of the hand of Grant Renton was singled right back up the middle as well. So,
not to mention the start of this game with a single in that exact same way.
Ward had a 5-game hit streak, batting .217 that was snapped last night, trying to add on to it, or trying to start a new hit streak. Has his first multi-hit game of the year as Maluski watches a fastball in there for strike 1.
Maluski isn't actually recorded a hit today. He's had a walk that he got a stolen base in the first, and then he flied out back in the third, hoping to get on base with a hit here.
The Waves have only scored 2 runs in the 5th inning all season long, trying to break that tie tonight. So this one misses downstairs. Maluski draws the count even at 1-1 now.
Coming out of New Mexico State, you don't normally hear of guys in New England coming out from the West all that much. Although when they do provide quite a lot of entertainment, including, you know, legendary Washington Nationals Steven Strasburg. Shout out to our friend Sorka down in the dungeon. She's a big Nationals fan.
Mm-hmm. Newport's got a couple guys from out west, you know, USC and Richard Tejeda, Brandon Larson, UCLA, and Mac Edwards.
1-1 pitch. Cook checks over to first. I was talking to the head coach, Jalen Borders, before the season started, and he said, this group feels different. It feels like a group that's closer than normal. He's like, despite the fact that we have a lot of East Coast, West Coast guys, he's like, it's a group that's meshed well together. Trying to find the results on the field now. A 1-1 count presents itself to Maluski. Maluski jumps on a fastball and fouls it away. Caught off the netting by Tejeda.
Bounce it right back to him. And now Cook with his first strikeout opportunity.
And I think this is definitely a good position to come in here with if you're Coke of, you know, 2 strikes up and a guy who's not gotten a hit yet. You can still find the zone and get him out.
Maluski Firewood, another broken bat for the Ocean State Waves, but he recorded out for the pitcher. Those ones get a little scary as the bat starts flying your way.
Yeah, you could see Cook jumping out of the way for just a second. That one shattered right down the middle.
We've had quite a few broken bats here.
I was going to say.
In this fairly young
there's
season.
more at Newport, I feel like. I've
at least
home,
4 or 5,
I wish I was keeping track because I haven't seen a crazy amount on the road, but there is at least 3 a game when we're playing here at Guardians. Maybe it's the wind or something.
I think it's the, you know, it's eroding from, you know, the ocean being right there.
The salt.
The salt, exactly.
I like where your head's at.
Charlie Soul steps up, watches the first one in there, and as he often does, trying to give the scouting report back to the dugout.
And one team came in, they ran out of bats. They had to start using the broomstick in the dugout.
You know, you got to, when you're in a league like this where you're going 2 wooden bats, you know, sometimes you hit it a little too hard, you forget your own strength.
Swing and a miss on the second pitch to Charlie Soule, draws it to 1-1. Yeah, that's where that maybe passing the baton starts to be a little bit literal in this sense, where broken bats start to add up, and good. That's a good news for Newport Gulls pitching staff. Bad news for the Ocean State Waves, who are trying to get the offense back and going, trailing 2 here in the top of the 5th inning. Cook comes home, fastball misses just below the knees and draws the count to 2-1.
A really nice spot and an even better take.
Soule's been a guy who was really hot last week, had a really hot stretch, and has cooled down since then, has been dealing with the injury since then, and trying to battle his way back in here. Watches one outside half, and the count draws to 3-1 now. Soule 0 for 2 tonight, 2 strikeouts to his name.
That Ocean State loss that Newport has is the last loss that they have had this season. 4-game winning streak since.
Cook comes home, breaking ball. Soule pops this one straight up into the air. Shortstop Gandy backtracking and makes the second out of the inning.
Yeah, just hit it, got under it a little too much. Barely even leaves the infield. Don't have to do too much to get underneath it.
Yeah, and a strong job of just settling in after giving up a hit on the very first pitch to respond by recording back-to-back outs and putting the Waves on the brink of the end of the top of the 5th.
If you're Charlie Soule, though, one good thing you can say is that you didn't strike out that time. You at least made contact, even if it wasn't contact that led to a hit.
Max Farrell stepping up to the dish now. Watches one on the outside half. Farrell, the bats were let off the leash today. The offense just trying to get anything they can do to get started. Coach Borders telling them they're off the leash today. And Max Farrell said he wants to channel that today and really try to drive the ball around the ballpark. Watches this one, or rather fouls it away and into the seats here at Cardians Field.
Actually goes past him, too, so that's going out closer to the firehouse than it is to the stands.
It's a really crowded night at the ballpark, to say the least.
It's rivalry night.
Rivalry night, Friday night. Gulls are in orange. You know, I know this is your first time you've seen the Gulls play at home, so they wear white Monday, Wednesday, and they break out the orange on Fridays.
I like the Friday night lights, the Friday different jersey. That's pretty cool. 1-1 comes home.
I know Valley wears different colored jerseys.
They had the Miller
Mondays.
Mondays, yes. But Cade Brown put it simply when the Gulls won on last Friday. It was against the Danbury Westerners. It was their first Friday game of the season. We talked to him afterwards, and he said, we did what we're supposed to do. When we're wearing orange, there's only one option, and that's to win.
That winning culture, definitely a part of Newport when it comes to wearing that orange.
Good stop by Tejeda behind the dish, a good block.
I remember last year when they went into the playoffs, you know, the playoffs started on a Friday, so normally, obviously they were orange. They lost to Mystic on game 2, and so they come back here, and one of the veterans of that roster, Randy Seymour, a Michigan State product, was like, we got to wear the orange for this game 3, and they won with it.
3-1 count to Farrell. Farrell chops it over to the third baseman. A good play by Jaros, who fires across the diamond for the third out of the inning. So 4 batters come up for the Waves, but they can't do anything on the offensive end. It's still a 5-3 Newport Gulls lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning on ESPN+.
Most people spend their time trying to fit in. Not me. I want to be all in. I want to be in too deep, in the moment, in the center of it all, in the room where it happens. In it to make a difference every single moment of every single day. So grit your teeth and smile. Be ready to take on adversity. Be ready to transform the world. Ready for whatever life has in store. So, you in?
The motoring event of the year returns. The All Dream Newport Concours and Motor Week, October 1st through 4th. Witness breathtaking automobiles against a stunning backdrop of coastline and historic venues. From celebrated events like the Gathering and Concours d'Elegance to the all-new supercar and hypercar concours, and free access to the Concours Village. There's something for all to enjoy. Join us in our Chair Jay Leno in celebrating automotive excellence, luxury, and community. Tickets on sale.
Fun's night tonight, and you see the cameraman getting into the fun here. It's
Carter
Holubesco Field.
Carter Holubesco. He's known as the best dancer on the broadcast operations team. I know you didn't get to see it today, but we do a little dance to Beat It by Michael Jackson before each of the games.
These two are absolutely coordinated.
I actually was here. I saw a little bit of the dance.
Okay,
it was pretty good. It was. I got to give you credit for it.
We've got it down. We're working on the I Want You Back by the Jackson 5. We're holding tryouts among the other interns to see who can qualify for the group. Joe Dupuy hasn't.
Not me.
Are you going to do a grand presentation, final game of the year? You put it all together for a performance?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, Carter and Harry have great minds think alike. And these two are like, if I didn't know any better, I would have thought that they were twins. Because they all both seem to think the same thing. They've been thick as thieves since even before game one.
And there's nothing we both love more than getting on Joe's nerves.
Yes, very much. You like getting on the nerves of the unk of the media team.
So after that, Caden Cloud will step in, the man out of Kentucky, facing off against the Arkansas man. Still Grant ran on the mound, second inning of work.
Got an SEC battle right here.
Popped it straight up. LaRose comes in, Milano, and it's going to be Milano who gives charge in the infield and takes the out. Going to be a quick throw around the diamond for the infield as they're all right there.
Those infield pop-ups are never easy. I feel like when you're the team in the field, the manager's always holding his breath, just hoping one person and just one person takes charge and calls everybody else off and is able to make the catch. And Milano doing a good job of just sticking with it. Those towering fly balls can have a lot of backspin on them, but he's stationing himself in a good spot.
And the blinding infield lights, which unless it's like what happened with that game we had on Wednesday where one of the foul balls actually breaks one of the lights. That happened.
Mm-hmm.
Literally break the light out.
Literally broke a light, but you got to keep track of it, and sometimes those can be a little bit blinding.
Yeah, and how about the novice first baseman in Milano taking things over, taking charge in the infield, a 2-0 count now. Milano, just his second competitive game played at first base. Typically playing more up the middle, third base towards of the infield, but playing anywhere he can to get in this lineup for the Waves.
That reminded me the other way around. Ryan Jaros, he had a really nice play to end the top of the inning at third, and we've only really seen him at first base so far this season. I was quite impressed with the scoop and the dart over the first base bag.
And Ryan Novak trying to keep his patience here with a 3-0.
3-0, and Ren does just what you have to do, which is go right at the hitter, right down the middle, and a take by Novak moves it to 3-1.
And I think if you're the pitching staff for the Waves, the one thing you want to improve upon in the back half is pounding the zone early and counts more often. Feels like we've seen a lot of 3-0s where then they have to work their way all the way back. And not to say that they can't, but it involves putting a lot of pitches in the zones and giving the goals a lot more chances.
I mean, already the fifth pitch of the at-bat coming up here to Novak. And it'll be a ball 4 on the sixth pitch, rather. So a 6-pitch walk goes for Ryan Novak.
Yeah, and for a season where his offensive numbers aren't quite where he wants them to be, the fact that he still worked his way on base at such an alarming rate. He's worked his way on 2 out of 3 times here tonight and hands things off to Jaros, who's 2 for 2 already.
And scored one of the runs that happened last inning as well.
Papetti tries to get in front of this one. It bounces into the netting over towards the Gulls dugout, and it'll be an easy advancement for Novak to head to second.
We talked about the backstop is incredibly short, but when it bounces up like that and gets away from the catcher, not even a short backstop, apologies there, not even a short backstop is going to save you there.
Jaros, the man out of Rutgers University, steps up now. He's got a 1-0 count, trying to battle his way aboard. Keep this inning rolling for the Gulls. As Papetti can't glove that one, just a simple mistake there by the backstop. Can't come up with that one, and it'll move the runner to third now.
Took his eyes off the breaking ball, it looked like, and
miscommunication.
Couldn't track it into the mitt, yeah.
Things like that happen, and you just got to shake it off and get back into it.
A lot easier for Jaros now to drive another run in and push the lead to 3.
2-0. Rent comes home, and it's fouled straight into the head of Papetti, and
You could feel the hit from up here when it hit that backstop.
a lot of velocity on that one from Ryan Jaros, looking for his third base hit of the night.
I'm a little bit worried for that umpire down there with some of the strength these guys have with the ball coming back like that.
Wren misses outside, draws the count now to a 3-1 count.
If you're Jaros, trying to find something you can elevate, even if it's caught, give Novak time to tag.
Wren comes home, 3-1 swing and a miss by Jaros, and now a full count. Wren's done a good job. He's battled back each time, but you can't do this every time and expect to have good results. It's really going to start to fatigue the pitcher on the mound.
Certainly not against this Gulls offense.
Wren now a chance to battle back on the full count pitch, and he does. He gets a swing and a foul tip back into the glove of Papetti for his first strikeout of the night.
And Wren's really loved that top half of the zone. He goes to it twice for strike 2 and strike 3, and Jaros swinging right through it on the outside.
Held onto it with his fingertips of his mitt, too.
I think you got to put a lot of focus on trying to retire Tejeda with the way that Gandy and Zyrus have already looked here today.
Only 5 strikeouts against this Newport Gulls staff, so they've done a good job of trying to put balls in plays as Tejeda swings at a fastball up in the zone versus Wren.
Tejeda hasn't gotten on base yet this game, but he's made some good contact, so he is still a potential threat. If he finds a gap that he likes, he could probably hit it out there.
This one over, fouled away by Tejeda again.
And we're going to see Teddy Regan go and grab the ball and give it to a lucky fan over on the third base side.
Wren, a guy who might say his fun fact, he's learned how to do some of the scraping that they do, the athletic trainers, just from watching at the University of Arkansas, and has helped some of the position guys out as he comes home. This fastball lined up the middle, and Tejeda is going to pick up an RBI on his first base hit of the game.
Almost decapitated Wren out there on the mound. Was ducking from that one, shot right back up the middle. Take another look at it.
This is exactly what I was telling you about. He may not have gotten a hit before then, but he found a gap opportunity, send it right back up the middle, and got the run home.
And that's when the mistakes behind the plate, if you're Ocean State, come to mind, allowing Novak to advance a free 180 feet off of a wild pitch and a pass ball.
So that puts the Gulls ahead 6-3 now against the Waves as a fastball misses outside from Wren.
Gandy's just been on a tear as of late. I mean, his batting average has jumped well into the threes, a 314 across his now 14 games started.
And he can swing fast, so you got to be prepared.
16 hits on the season, leads the Gulls.
Gandy fouls it away this time.
And I think, Carter mentioned it when he was on the broadcast the last time. They call him the Gandy Man because, the handyman, he's really able to do anything out there. He's just a gritty competitor who you can really trust at any part of the field. You can trust to hit at any part of the order. He's batted first, he's batted ninth, and gets the job done.
Trying to get the job done on the 1-1. That misses downstairs. Wren now a 2-1 count.
See, you say Gandy Man, I'm thinking Candy Man.
That's exactly where I went.
Yeah, that's what I thought at first,
The Candy Man can because he hits the ball with love and makes the Gulls feel good.
Feeds the Gulls. The candy feeds the Gulls. Wren comes home 2-1. Chop down the line. LaRoe's going to have to make a tough play, and LaRoe's is just going to put it in his back pocket and not attempt that throw. That would have been a tough play to make across the diamond.
3 hits for Gus Gandy. The counter only continuing to grow.
And they're all singles.
I forgot to factor in today's hits. So 19 hits on the season. Devin Zyrus has 1 as well, though, so they're both tied and lead the team at the current moment.
Gulls reach the double-digit mark of the hit column. 10 hits now on 6 runs. As Wren delivers home this time.
Zyrus thought he was going to see something good, but at the last minute he pulled back.
And that's exactly what you want out of your hitters. You want them to be prepared to swing until that last moment. As Wren settles back onto the mound, trying to find the strike zone, comes home 1-0. Evens it up at 1-1. A good job early on to even things up.
And to have 11 hits when you're only in the bottom of the 5th, it's really impressive if you're Newport, just peppering balls all across the field.
So Ziris trying to continue the single parade here, and he swings through that one, draws the count to 1-2.
Yeah, and
Wren with a chance to get out of things.
With Ziris, the combination of the bat-to-ball skills with the power is what makes him so dangerous, and that's why he's committed to Coastal Carolina. That's why he's been the focal point of the Gulls offense and trying to just broaden the lead as much as he can.
Wren on the 1-2. Fires home and bounced into the chest protector of Papetti. And a good job. That was an extra 90 feet written all over it if Papetti couldn't get the chest protector in front of it, but he did.
Yeah, you could see how far off the bag Tejeda got, practically halfway over to third base, but retreating back quickly after realizing Papetti kept it in front.
So Deuce is wild with 2 out balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 men on.
Wren comes home and gets the strike 3 looking to end the inning against Devin Ziris. A good, clean inning for the Ocean State Waves and Grant Wren. When we come back, it'll be the Ocean State Waves' Gabe Milano to bat on ESPN+. Bryce Cook still out on the mound. 14 pitches it took him to get through his first inning of work. Waiting for his catcher, Tejeda, to get to the plate. It'll be Gabe Milano to lead things off, the man out of the University of Miami. And the Waves, they still have a chance to come back in this game, but if they're going to do so, they got to start piecing together hits, and they got to do so fast.
Yeah, far from over. It's still only a 3-run ball game, but the Ocean State offense, it's not quite what we saw earlier in this ball game, and definitely going back to the last matchup between these two teams. They just got to start stringing together a couple more hits, because the last place you want to be is when you're counting outs late and you're going, we need 3 runs and we only got 6 outs to work with. That's not a promising place to be. So Ocean State, even if it's just 1 run, or even if getting it from a 3-run ball game to a 2-run ball game changes the mindset in the dugout. Drops it from a commanding lead to a very competitive ball game. I think that's where they have to get to.
Waves have had at least 1 base hit in 4 of the 5 innings tonight. Just the 3rd inning, a 1-2-3 inning for the starter, Will Taylor. And now Cook on the mound has done a good job of shutting down the Waves, looking to continue that here. Going to face off against the red-hot Gabe Milano, 1 for 2 tonight. Hit one off of the fences last time up, and would love nothing more to start the Waves off with another double. Unfortunately, that double couldn't come around to score, or he could come around to score. Did Milano.
If we take a look now, in the meantime, around the league, there were originally 6 other games planned to be played, but unfortunately, the game between Keene and Vermont got postponed, and it will be returning on July 7th.
Said the bench is clear up in Boston.
Oh, geez.
Red Sox and Yanks.
Always something going to happen between those two.
Red Sox out to the 4-0 lead to the despise of me and Gavin. Wait, are you're Yankees or Mets?
I'm a Yankees
You're
guy.
Yankees.
Yankees
Okay.
guy.
Continuing, though, with the scores that are going on with games happening. On the bottom of the 6th, up at the Maxfield Sports Complex, the Nighthawks leading the Steeplecats 5-3.
First pitch to Milano outside.
Meanwhile, a top of the 8th over in Fraser Field in Lynn, Massachusetts, where the Navigators trailing behind a very hot Martha's Vineyard Sharks team 3-1.
Cook comes home, gets a fastball right at the knees of Milano.
We have an in-state rivalry here from Rhode Island, but there's another one going on in Connecticut, top of the 5th at Fitch High School in Mystic, where the Schooners are winning 2-1 over the Westerners of Danbury.
Breaking ball over the top of the zone there.
And finally, bottom of the 5th between two very good teams, potential playoff contenders, the Bristol Blues and Valley Blue Sox at Mackenzie Stadium. It's 2-0 Bristol.
It's nice to be back in action after all the washouts earlier this week. I know practically everybody was off on Monday, and you know, had only the 2 games on Tuesday because
I like
South
having the rain
Division
here.
Received a lot of rain.
We've had a bit of a drought here.
Joe, you do your rain dance?
No, no. I'm more of a sunny day kind of guy, but you know.
I love a good sunny day, and we had the off day yesterday in Newport. It was really nice.
Just don't ask me for hail or a sandstorm because I'm not that kind of guy.
Milano now a full count. He's got to work through here.
Wonder if anyone else is going to get that here.
Milano fouls this one out of the stadium.
I think that might have gone to the hotel behind us.
It did. It's over into the hotel lobby. That is.
Just check it in. It's on the 5th floor as we speak.
Oh, well, we always have to tell the fans here, don't go chasing the foul balls out of the stadium unless you want a free trip to intensive care, according to our master of ceremonies over there, Don, or our PA announcer, not master of ceremonies, says that's a walk.
Milano, works the walk after fouling that one way back. There'll be another lefty up and Jack LaRose. LaRose, previously the Yukon man, just announced his transfer this week. Going to the University of Rhode Island, joining fellow Ocean State Wave Adonis Medina and Will Creed at the University of Rhode Island. And the Waves welcome their first base runner aboard in Gabe Milano.
And we talked about working back in this ball game, and getting your leadoff man on is exactly how you want to start it for the Waves.
Bunt popped up and out of play.
That one got out of the stadium.
That went to the aquarium, I think.
Rarely do you see that on a
Going
bunt.
for a little bit of a tour around Newport, some of these foul balls.
I thought for sure that one hit off the netting. Didn't even look to see where it went, but out of the park on the bunt from LaRose. I mean,
the bunt
geesh,
was
some power.
I think the bunt was what caused the lighting to break in that game against Valley.
Check back to first in Milano. Milano, a threat to steal in any chance that he gets.
You know, we've talked about fun facts tonight. Here's a fun fact about Jack LaRose. He and I come from the same hometown of Cumberland, Rhode Island, the northeast corner of the state.
LaRose fouls it away quickly behind in the count 0-2 now.
Have you seen the sign out of side of Cumberland? It says home of Joe Dupuis. And then they added and Jack LaRose.
I did, yes. I have seen that sign as I've been driving by.
Give it a few years, then they'll have that, but no, they don't have that right now. I wish they did. That would mean I'm an actual big name.
So LaRose trying to battle on the 0-2 pitch here. Comes home, a swing and a miss. Cook picks up the strikeout against LaRose after allowing the leadoff walk.
A really just competitive at bat from Cook. He pounded the zone again and again and puts the heat right past him. You know, Cumberland, also the place where Cumberland Farms started.
Yeah, that is technically true, although it's not headquartered there anymore.
Wait, that's true?
Yeah, it's actually true.
Oh, wow. I just
took a shot and he
just making
he
up
sinks
stuff
it from beyond the arc.
I was just joking around.
I always love when you're making up something. Wait, hold on, that's real?
I love those slushies.
Breaking ball in there to Cook.
I mean, you can ask anybody here that's a Gulls intern. They see me coming in every day. I've always got like a big extra large cup from there.
Pepsi.
Always something in there. Sometimes Pepsi, sometimes Coke. Depends.
Check back to first again to Milano. We're learning a lot on this broadcast tonight.
This has
had
been informative.
some good information.
And we have that joke contest coming up next inning.
Oh, I'm excited. This one from Tejeda, swing and a miss. and it'll allow Milano to reach second. But Petty didn't look like he loved the swing he took on that one. Quickly 0-2 to him now, like it was just to LaRose.
Yeah, and Cook just dealing after letting the leadoff man aboard.
Gotta
No
love
funny
how
business.
Gabe Milano wearing the Mets helmet.
17U member of the Mets scout team. Got the helmet. Blocked by Tejeda, but it gets away just a little bit and allows for Milano to leak forward that extra 90 feet. So after 180 feet awarded to the previous base runner last inning for the Gulls, now 180 feet awarded to the Ocean State Waves base runner.
Very similar situations, and it just makes the job a whole lot easier for Ocean State. Just trying to put any ball in play however you can if you're Campa Petty and bring the deficit down to 2.
But Petty trying to do what they work on in BP every day, and he watches one right down the middle for a called strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for Bryce Cook, puts 2 outs on the board and a chance to get out of the inning.
And when you're seeing a lot of heat off the bump, sometimes a simple fastball down Broadway is all it takes to freeze you, and Cook getting his second consecutive strikeout.
And you know, this positioning is a little bit different from what it was last inning. Last inning it was only 1 out and you had that hit. Now while the runner is 90 feet away, it's 2 outs, so it's a little bit more difficult.
Brody Batove steps in, watches the first pitch in there for a fastball strike. Batove batting .300, came in as a defensive replacement for Gray Eubanks. Came into that ball game in the 5th inning.
Man from Toronto, we've had quite a few Toronto players come in here to the NECBL, but attends the home of the 2025 and 2026 NCAA football D1 champions, the Indiana Hoosiers.
Got to talk to him about it. He said he was locked into it despite being Canadian, despite not necessarily, coming and knowing the history of it. Slaps it down the line and gets it foul.
Very
he said
close
he
there.
was still locked into it. The whole baseball team was locked into that historic season for Indiana, where, they ultimately won that national championship.
One man I know very disappointed is Harry's predecessor of
Gavin Bisho, yes,
who I spoke about this actually with you, Gav, where last year Ocean State's guy was from Rhode Island, URI, and Gavin from Miami. Now we've got Syracuse and St. Bonaventure for the Gulls and Ocean State. So same divisions for last time as what we had this
Punch
time.
out number 3 from Cook ends the inning. Brody Batove disagrees, but they strand the leadoff walk in Gabe Milano, and the Newport Gulls still hold the 6-3 lead here on ESPN Plus.
Looking to show off your Newport Gulls pride? Swing by the Goalie Shop, your official home for Gulls gear. From t-shirts and hoodies to hats and limited edition merch, we've got everything you need to rep Newport in style. Located right inside historic Cardines Field, or shop online anytime at newportgulls.com and click on the Goalie Shop. Don't miss out, grab your gear today and join the best fans in summer baseball. The Goalie Shop, where Gulls fans gear up.
Back here from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island, as the Newport Gulls lead it 6-3. It'll be a new arm onto the mound for the Ocean State Waves. Andrew Jacobs, second man out of the University of Arizona tonight on this Waves pitching staff. His last outing came in a 6-3 victory against the North Shore Navigators, going 1 inning, striking out 1 batter, and a guy who's had a little bit of a tough start to the season. Had one really bad start, a bad appearance, a third of an inning, gave up 6 runs and 5 earned runs, but has really settled down. 7 1/3 innings pitched, his 6th appearance pitching for the Waves, and he's got a sharp fastball to work off of. And He'll face off against 3-4-5 and facing off against Brandon Larson first.
Yeah, and you go back to Grant Wren. It wasn't his best performance, but with what he was working with here today, very, very serviceable. He ended up an inning and a third, allowed the 3 hits, the 1 earned run off of 1 walk and 2 Ks. And on a day where you just don't have all your pitches, you don't have your complete mix, to be able to go out and eat up 4 outs is something that Ocean State Waves really needed. It's a real bummer they weren't able to score that run in from third during the last half inning because, like I said, you want to chip into this lead sooner rather than later. Now you have 3 innings to get those 3 runs back, but the bullpen's just going to need to keep being strong and keep this game as close as possible.
What a murderer's row of goals for Jacobs to have to face here.
Jacobs gets a swing and a miss on the first pitch thrown to Brandon Larson. Final line for Grant Wren, 1 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run allowed with 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. So now the righty will take over on the mound, and Jacobs, who misses this time, second pitch, draws it 1-1.
You know, like I said, murderer's row. You got Brandon Larson, one of the best batting averages in the entire league. Then you got Peter Mershon, always a threat. And then Tristan Salinas, who had the 3-run homer that helped to give the Gulls the lead earlier today.
Larson just a bit out front of this pitch and fouls it away. Head coach pitching development coordinator Mason Fioli tossing it up to a fan down there. Hard hat travels with this Ocean State Waves team no matter where they go. Jacobs comes home, bounces it in the dirt, and was trying to just get a chase swing there, but it comes up empty.
And you can see from our positions, the fans still not going away. It's only a 3-run game, but these people are loyal, especially with a in-state rival like the Waves.
Just moving past the second hour. Like you said, still a strong crowd, Joe.
Just past 8:44 local as a swing and a miss. Jacobs collects the out after the drop third strike, but a put away by the catcher and Papetti finishes things off. So 1 out, 1 strikeout for Andrew Jacobs.
Just winning the at-bat and gets Larson a chase down low. A dangerous bat, a dangerous part of the order, so establishing an early out is really important as Jacobs tries to settle in, but really can't take any focus away from these next 2 guys in Mershon and Salinas.
Bottom half of the 6th inning for the Gulls here.
You got 1, so at the very least that takes the nerves off. And for that being your first batter that you face is getting that first out, very impressive if you're Jacobs.
A 2-2 day for Mershon.
Mershon facing a 1-0 count here to Jacobs. Sets, deals, fires. Jacobs tried to get the slider for a swing and a miss, but instead it draws to a ball. Some great movement on that breaking ball from Jacobs, but just going to have to find the strike zone with it. That pitch is going to be filthy if he can really render it in the zone. Comes home, fastball, tried to spot up on the outside corner. I think even if Papetti was able to squeeze the glove there, that one was going to be a ball either way, and the count runs 3-0.
Yeah, and Mershon obviously a dangerous bat, especially today. He's been swinging the stick really well, but now putting him in a hitter's count makes him even that much more dangerous, and you don't want a runner on when you got to face Tristan Salinas.
Especially with the wind the way it is right now.
This one misses outside, ball 4 to Mershon, and that will be the way the Gulls start off the inning.
And coming up, Tristan Salinas, who, aside from that 3-run home run, he reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th, but he flew out his first at-bat. So definitely a threat, but he has his flaws that perhaps Jacobs can take advantage of.
Home run in the previous at-bat, but now a double play chance over to Ward. Ward fires to first, close play, and safe at first base. A good stretch by the rookie first baseman Milano, but not able to get the runner.
Another, I think, broken bat as Salinas catches it in on the hands, and a good job of a hard 90 to barely beat out that double play throw over to first, but a good competitive pitch to begin the at-bat from Jacobs, not afraid to challenge dangerous pull hitters in Salinas on the inside, and picks up an important second out.
Now
So
we got
back to the right side, and Caden Cloud.
battle of two basketball school guys with Arizona and Kentucky.
See who the winner is of this battle as this one gets away from Papetti. And the bounce back, not a good enough bounce back to allow him to get a throw. So Salinas going to take the extra 90 feet.
I know we talked about Indiana winning the football championship, but I was I know those Arizona guys are probably locked into March Madness with the Arizona Wildcats run of the Final Four. That I was at that game against Michigan, and it wasn't all too pretty, I'll tell you that. But with Bryce James under their belt, he might just take them to Natty Land.
Check swing, a strike nonetheless. Moves the count 1-1 now. Jacobs was doing a good job, something that Wren was a little bit struggling with, and same with Hickman in his first 5 innings of work. He's finding the strike zone, doing a good job of locating in the zone is Andrew Jacobs. Jacobs comes home 1-1, cut on and missed, draws it to 1-2 now.
Yeah, and Cloud just not ideally his day at the plate. He's had a couple pitches that I feel like have just been left over the middle of the dish, and he's come up empty-handed. But he also has that power where, he just needs one swing to jumpstart his day. It was a triple away from the cycle 2 nights ago.
1-2 pitch, 2 outs. Jacobs comes home on a good breaking ball, but it misses on the bottom of the zone. Papetti going to go out to have a conversation with the young right-hander.
Cloud trying to not cause too much strife for this Gulls team.
I like the pitch going down with when you have a couple to waste. Try and get Cloud to chase at something, but you probably don't want to let the count run full, so I think you got to put something at least close to the zone 2-2.
2-2, 2 outs, runner on base 2. Just 2s all around.
We'll see what they decide to go with on the 2-2 pitch here. Jacobs comes home. They try to spot the fastball outer corner, but Jacobs just missed on the outside half.
And Novak, who doesn't have any hits today, but is 2 for 3 in terms of getting on base, stands on deck. And if he could pass the baton to Ryan Jaros with the way that he's been swinging it, Newport could really break things open.
Full count, 2 outs. Pitch on the way home, and it misses. Another walk in the inning. So 2 walks in the inning, and the fielder's choice, Salinas grounded into. Marks first and second now. Gulls trying to add on to this 3-run lead. And a heated rivalry, the Pell Bridge Series. Waves hold it 1-0 after the first big win at home last time out. As the first pitch strike in there to Jacobs.
A rivalry game can mean anything can happen. And we've seen it tonight.
Means this game nowhere near done as Jacobs still on the mound, working from the 0-1. Now it's check back to first, and Milano can't grab it. The runner is going to score from third. The runner at second trying for home, and no, instead it looks like it was maybe out of play, and we're going to get a ground rule to bring them back to second and third.
I mean, I think they'll take that if you're the Gulls. Get up 7-3. Oh.
I think they might be calling Novak possibly out, or is it just going to be a strike call? I would
possibly interference.
Coombs out there looking for an explanation.
Coombs, his last time out, the last time these two teams faced off against each other, got the boot from the home plate umpire, so he's got to be careful.
Coombs is a firebrand. I've seen him say some things that have gotten him thrown out of games, including last year. He threw a bucket of balls when they had their road game up in Vermont.
That
got him
thrown out
suspended
the
for 3
last
games.
time these two teams faced off.
Yeah.
And they're going to send the runners back.
Home crowd does not like that. You can hear the boos.
Novak still up to the dish. A 1-1 count, though, now. But the interference moves everybody back to
where they were.
And this one, a swing and a miss now by Novak. And a 1-2 count now, a chance to get out of it in a situation where you imagine at least 1 run scores if that doesn't happen. Checked his swing, but count marked at 2-2 now.
And we had a situation in the second inning that almost caused a run. You think, oh, just hit it deep enough in the gap. You got to know how deep enough is deep enough, especially with those outfielders with their arms.
Jacobs trying to work on the 2-2, gets a swing and a miss, and sets down those 2 runners that were put on base by Jacobs. Good job by him to work out of the jam, and this one stays a 6-3 Newport Gulls lead on ESPN+.
Welcome back to Cardines Field, where one familiar face is making headlines on the national stage. Kyle Branch, former 2025 Gull and a part of this year's roster, just helped lead the University of Oklahoma to a national championship during the College World Series this week. I'm Adelina Aubin, and back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Adelina. I was caught off guard watching the goalie race out in left field, some of the players joining in, and then I got to hear that awesome hit. Thank you so much about
the roster.
Yeah, the roster. But yeah, more about what's going on across college baseball. Now the guys playing hacky sack. They got to stay active while they're out there in the bullpen. You know.
And we had a couple of guys out in that bullpen weren't here to start because they were with Mississippi State, and we saw the Gulls were struggling, and then they come back here, and it's like all of a sudden the weapons are reloaded, and anything can happen with this Gulls team.
Well,
the Waves had something similar. Bryant Yoke, West Virginia, they just were eliminated recently from the playoffs, so finally able to get some more arms out of the bullpen.
Well, we're gearing up for the back third, and before we get into the action, Joe Dupuis, I know we talked about, Gavin, I know I told you about trivia here in Newport, but today the honor of asking the question is bestowed to none other than Joe Dupuis.
This one is not going to be one that you have in that little handy baseball almanac that you always find the questions in, which very, very useful for when you're finding
calling
questions.
You out a little
but
bit.
You're not
get to the question.
Anyway, so it's comedy night, right? So one of the best animated comedies, The Simpsons. Very early episode in their run was season 3's Homer at the Bat. Had 9 real MLB players voicing themselves. You had Steve Sachs, Mike Scioscia, Ken Griffey Jr. You had Jose Canseco, as that one's hit out towards
the right side, and Larson takes it to the bag for the first out.
You had Ozzie Smith, you had Wade Boggs, Roger Clemens, Don Mattingly, and Darryl Strawberry. But one of them also had one other major accomplishment. He was in the longest professional baseball game ever to be played. So, of the 9 players that were in that episode,
and I can look up the players so I can have them on my screen.
Yes, you can look up the players.
Smith?
Wait, we wait until the home half of the inning.
We wait till the home half. Oh, okay, my bad.
Jeez, Gavin.
Think about possible.
Getting the lay of the land here, right?
Rookie mistake.
As that one's in for a strike.
All right.
As we got a little bit caught up in the question, my bad, that we missed out on the fact that, we've got quite an interesting lineup here. We've got Bitove, who was just logging. We got Owen Morgan from Oregon, grounded out. We have Blaze Ward here now, and then we've got Thomas Molesky due up on deck.
Cook's pitch misses, low and away, 2 balls, no strikes. Into Blaze Ward, the top of the order, with 1 out for Ocean State, chasing 3 runs with 3 innings left to play. I think we got to continue with the fun, though. I told you guys we're also going to do some comedy. Does either of you, which one of you wants to give your joke first?
Why does the pitcher raise one leg when he throws?
Tell me, Gavin.
Well, if he raised both, he would fall.
That checks out. That checks out, and
Yeah.
that gave me a little chuckle. You know, I like the simplistic ones. Okay, Joe, a tough act to follow up. Ground ball right side. Diving is Cloud from his knees. Not going to be able to make the throw in time. So a single for Blaze Ward continues his very impressive day.
I got to stick with the dad jokes, just 6 days removed from Father's Day, so
Yeah,
you got to
of
go with the
course.
dad jokes.
All right, Joe.
Yeah, that's that's gonna be tough.
We'll give you an inning if you want the inning
Yes,
to
please,
figure
give me
to
an-
get
give me
your
into the
joke.
home half. so
No,
that way
you
I
got to
can
get
think
it
of
in by. You got to lock it in by the end of this half.
Okay, we'll go with that one.
But let me know when you're ready.
All right.
Ward 3 for 4 today. Molesky 0 for 2. Cook deals home. Pitch in the dirt for ball 1. I also have another. We're just throwing everything out the window you guys can think of. I know you have the baseball trivia, but if you guys can tell me how long the Pell Bridge is.
I drive over it every day, so
In feet, or you can give me meters, but I would assume you want to give it to me in feet. If you could tell me how long the Pell Bridge is in feet, I will buy you dinner after the game.
Can we use the internet?
No.
Not to look up, obviously,
You can
how
look up
long
pic-
the
you
Pell
can look
Bridge
up
is.
pictures of the Pell Bridge.
I
Yeah, that's
feel like
fair.
it would tell you though.
That's fair.
If
No,
you
Yeah,
are
I won't
looking
look
up
it. I won't look
Look
it.
up
by
just
accident.
pictures. Just look up pictures of the Pell Bridge.
Well, I'm trying to think of even a conversion rate in my head from miles to feet.
This ball crushed right side, but foul.
I'm gonna say 1,347 feet.
Ooh, I've got to go
Okay, I'm
way more than that.
I'm locking in that answer for Joe.
I think I'm going to go double that. Give me like 2,400 feet.
2,400.
That might even be short to me, I feel like.
Well, the correct answer today was 1,601 feet as Cook blows the
Really?
fastball upstairs
So
by
I got
him.
the closest without
so
going
Joe
over.
won. Joe won without going over.
I kind of was playing a little bit of the Price is Right, just trying to go for the higher number
Yeah,
in case, but I
well,
did go over.
I mean, that's about a quarter of a mile, and that makes sense. It's
It's
not
a long
that
way.
long.
It's a long way. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Blaze Ward, the man off of first. Molesky at the dish. Righty on lefty. Cook kicks and deals. Line drive into deep right center field. Working his way over is Zyrus and tracking down the catch for the second out of the inning. A little smirk over at his right field partner, Tristan Salinas.
And
a little hop off of the ground, if you will.
Yeah, one hopped it, grabbed it one-handed like that.
And if you're Tommy Maluski, you're thinking, oh my gosh, the baseball gods just hate me. He hit that one right on the screws, but just couldn't find an open space out there in the outfield.
Joe, you should lock in this joke
I
sooner
think
rather than
I'm
later.
going to lock
Okay.
it in now. So why do birds fly south for the winter?
Beats me.
Because if they fly north, they'd be too cold.
I feel like you just piggybacked off of his simplistic joke.
Hey, you never said that wasn't part of the rules. I didn't tell a baseball
That's a
joke. I told
fair-
a bird joke because we're the goals here.
Tejeda blocks one in the dirt. Joe, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Are you really going to go with that? Really?
You know that one?
Come on.
What?
That's still this joke.
Things have
That's
gone
the
off the
oldest one.
rails here in the
That's
top
the
of the
oldest one.
seventh.
Well, I mean, the Waves trying to get back on the rails while struggling.
Misses upstairs, so the first pitch from Cook in the dirt. The second one misses above the head of Charlie Saul. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Blaze Ward, the man off of first.
Does he get called Better Call Saul over there in Kingstown?
I haven't heard that one yet. I might have to be the one to bring that in.
I'm a fan of that. 2 balls, no strikes.
Normally just called Chuck or Chuck McNasty out there.
Cook paints the outside for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Newport clinging to a 3-run lead.
I know they called for Saul earlier when he did that bomb of a throw that managed to save a potential run from the goals when he was on defense.
I'm going to give the joke award to Gavin in case it was unclear. A tip of my cap to you. And while speaking of caps,
Let's go.
Zephyr, the official on-field cap of the NECBL, also known as Z-Hats. Zephyr is the authentic college hat with over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Right down Broadway, strike 3. Bryce Cook wants to let Una pick up your Gulls hat, official on-field cap today. That'll do it for the top of the 7th. Gulls lead 6-3. Home half when we come back.
What makes a great team hat? It starts with a Z. For decades, Zephyr has been making the most iconic headwear in the game, trusted by teams, colleges, and pros. We cut out the middlemen and work directly with our manufacturers, so you get top quality, fast turnaround, and prices that make sense. From bold designs to unbeatable fit, Zephyr hats are built to match the quality of your team, right down to the last stitch. Zephyr Team Headwear, born from experience, built for teams that stand out.
Welcome you back for the home half of the 7th. Just got a little bit of stretching in. Tom Lima, he needed a ladder out there for some reason.
Well, probably to fix the camera.
That must take a lot of stretching.
We were seeing quite a bit of some camera issues coming out from that center field camera. So, credit to Tom Lima going out there with that ladder. Every time you got to have the interns go out there and fix it. But he normally they put it up there. He goes out and fixes it. He's our tech guy. Great job with.
Well, before Jacobs throws his first pitch of the inning, Joe, you asked the trivia today, which was the.
So can we re-ask the question?
So, yes, we always re-ask the question. So
say it without saying the 9 players, and I'll list the 9 players.
So
after.
of the 9 players who voiced themselves in the famous Simpsons episode Homer at the Bat, which one of them was also in the longest professional baseball game ever played?
Okay, and for those of you wondering, those players included Boggs, Canseco, Clemens, Ken Griffey Jr., Don Mattingly, Steve Sachs, Ozzie Smith, Darryl Strawberry, and
Mike Scioscia.
Mike Scioscia, that's what I thought. Okay, we were talking during the break, and I'm torn.
I'm going to stick with my original answer.
All right,
if you want me to go with my answer, I'll lock in with Ozzie
We'll
Smith.
diversify. I'm going to go Boggs.
Okay. So there's a reason I asked this question specifically for today. This is a game between 2 Rhode Island teams. The longest baseball game ever recorded, played here in Rhode Island, up in Pawtucket, with the former AAA team, the Pawtucket Red Sox, and Ozzie Smith was not one of them. It was Wade Boggs who played for that Red Sox team.
How many innings?
33 innings. It took 3
that's not the
days
game
to
I was
play
thinking
it.
of.
It went into past midnight to like 3 or 4 a.m. They had to stop it before the 33rd inning. They played it on June 23rd, I believe, of 1981. So congratulations to the 45th anniversary of that. On the other side, the Rochester Red Wings, who were the AAA affiliate of the Orioles, and on their roster at the time, the Iron Man, Cal Ripken Jr.
Wow.
Fun little extra trivia there.
Dude, the professional kind of threw me for a loop because I was thinking MLB games.
That's where the trick was.
I knew the Braves were the longest game. And I knew Ozzie Smith would have played against the Braves quite a bit up the middle.
You also could have. Strawberry also played against the Braves quite a lot. He was a famous Met.
Jaros lines one foul the other way.
That one, I think, might have gone right past the clubhouse, right over the roof where the owner's box is.
No balls, 3 balls, 2 strikes, with no men out in the bottom of the 7th. Jaros trying to continue his impressive day and work his way aboard. Breaking ball misses outside, so the full count walk to Ryan Jaros, the leadoff man, aboard in the home half of the 7th. Hands things off to Richard Tejeda, who had a RBI single straight back up the middle his last time around.
I also want to give credit to our scorekeeper over on the end here.
I was going to say, he had that from the jump.
He showed me that his answer was Boggs. He got it right. Perfect.
Boggs, and he had under it the name.
Yeah. Credit goes out to him. He has gotten, I think, every trivia question that we've had here correct.
Between him and you downstairs in the dungeon, I think we've hit on every one.
I think he has gotten every one of them because I've missed like 2 of them.
Tejeda now, fly ball in a deep right center field, tracking is Mollusky, and it's off the wall. Digging into third is Jaros. It's going to be a long single from Tejeda, but back-to-back base knocks for Richard Tejeda for his first and second hits of the night. This one laced off that right center field wall.
Man, Mollusky becoming an expert on how to play these balls off the wall. You saw him catch one off the wall earlier and then another one out towards that same lane in right center field.
Just a little bit too far to the left for free tax returns for everybody.
Yeah, we're almost there. We've seen 2 balls fly just a little left of the sign today.
If you're going to be hitting a long ball out anywhere, hitting it out towards where that little cut in right center field is probably the best place to try and hit it. Or try to hit it for the trees, which we saw a home run in that game against Valley the other day.
Gandy pops one up, shallow right side. Coming on in on it is Batove. Working back is Morgan, and he'll make the catch. The runner on third, and Jaros is going to have to stay put. So an unproductive out number 1 for the Newport Gulls as Gandy caught it in at the hands and kind of just sawed it off lightly down the right side.
Honestly, kind of surprised to see the second baseman and Owen Morgan take that ball, especially given the runner on third. You would have figured Batove coming in would have had the better throw had the runner moved off of third base in Jaros.
Zyrus currently 1 for 3 on the day. Gus Gandy was just seeking his 4th hit, but came up empty-handed. So
also with Milano out there, he's shown himself to be good at first base. I don't know why you necessarily had to have the second baseman go over there. Maybe insurance.
Zyrus watches one at the letters. The Ocean State, surprisingly, in that Gus Gandy at bat, still kept the middle infield back, which surprised me because it seems like you'd want to keep this game right where it's at instead of fighting for the first and second out of the inning. Zyrus now, shallow fly ball into left field, working on in is Saul, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Jaros will score. The throw to second is in time to nab Tejeda. So an interesting fielder's choice.
I think Saul might have lost that in the lights.
I think he had a slight poor jump on it, but a 7-4 fielder's choice that scores Ryan Jaros in from third, makes it a 7-3 ball game. That's an interesting one for the scorebook.
Yeah, I think Saul just playing so far off the line, though, and just a jam shot down towards the line, and not really much you can do if you're Saul, giving it his all, but nothing more.
Saul giving it his all, but Jess coming up short as Newport adds on one more to the lead. Their 12th hit of the ball game.
Brandon Larson been awfully quiet today. Uncharacteristic of how he's been doing this season, but he is still a threat.
Watches one, low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A man off of first, and Devin Zyrus. 2 outs, I should say, as Tejeda was caught at second and Gandy popped out on the right side.
That's a tough one for Tejeda to play. I mean, you stay at first, you're out, you go there, you're safe. You're kind of in a situation where there's no winning in that situation. You're just kind of caught in no man's land.
And I can see some of the younger fans, including somebody wearing a jersey of Drake May.
2-1. Misses away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild in the bottom of the 7th. A 7-3 ball game in favor of the Newport Gulls, trying to even up the Pell Bridge series at 1.
And kids tossing up there. Got to be careful. They might get the baseball stuck on the netting and the railing.
Hitters count the 3-1 to Larson.
Ooh.
Swings through the breaking ball, caught guessing. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. You'll have Devin Zyrus moving on the pitch. Larson with 5 extra base hits already on the season. 3-2. Breaking ball misses downstairs for ball 4, so the baton is passed off to Peter Mershon, who's 2 for 2 on the day. And another RBI opportunity, a chance to make this a 5-6, possibly even 7-run ball game with just 1 swing of the bat. And we're going to have a meeting on the mound. If you're Ocean State, this is an opportunity, a bat you really can't lose if you want to have any fighting chance in this ball game. What's the meeting out there on the mound look like, Gavin?
You got to slow things down. Find the strike zone. The command has been starting to slide. It was a walk that scored Jaros. It's a walk that he just gave up. So command the zone. He's got the dominant stuff. He's got the power stuff to go, as looks like Cooper Waddle, number 9, the lefty, warming up in the Ocean State bullpen. So maybe the message is, hey, this is your last guy. You got 2 outs. Get it done. and hand it off to the bullpen next inning.
Andrew Jacobs has already walked 4 batters through his inning and 2/3. Allowed just the 1 run, however. 2 men on, 2 men out. Mershon stands in. Breaking ball misses away. And the free passes have really hindered the pitching performance for Ocean State. 7 total walks to their 8 strikeouts. But on the Newport side of things, they've struck out 10 to just 2 walks. 1 out. Another breaking ball misses away and low. 2 balls, no strikes, so a hitter's count for Peter Mershon. You might be thinking he just keeps the bat on the shoulder until he sees one in the zone. Jacobs trying to complete his 2nd inning of work, but Newport pressuring once again, and another miss outside. The man on deck would be Tristan Salinas. Already 1 home run on the day. A dangerous power bat, and you hope that you could find the 3rd out here if you're Andrew Jacobs, but he's going to have to work all the way back. 3-0. Outside again, so 4 consecutive misses on the outside part of the plate. Walks, the bases loaded, and now Tristan Salinas will have a chance to add on to his already impressive day.
Looks like this is Jacobs' inning. Head coach Porter's not out of the dugout yet. Maybe trying to see if that arm down in the Waves bullpen is hot and ready to go out there, or whether or not he needs more time.
At the current moment, the Waves choosing to ride with Jacobs. The bases loaded for Salinas, who's 1 for 4 today. That 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. Breaking ball right down the middle of the zone for strike 1. So Jacobs working ahead. And obviously, he was missing outside the Mershon, but when you now have a lefty in the box, you don't really have an option, because if you hit him, that would score the run in from 3rd and Devin Zyrus.
The good thing, not a righty up, so not as easy of a chance to straight steal home if you're Zyrus down at 3rd.
Breaking ball misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded. Zyrus stands off 3rd, Larson over at 2nd, Peter Mershon at 1st, and Tristan Salinas in the left-handed batter's box. Jacobs kicks and deals. Breaking ball. Back pick towards 3rd, not going to be in time. Breaking ball was a called strike on the outer 3rd part of the plate, so Salinas down to his last strike. Jacobs 1 strike away from working out of the jam and keeping it a 4-run ball game, but Salinas 1 swing away from completely putting things away. The bottom of the 7th, a 7-3 ball game in favor of Newport. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch home from Jacobs. Behind Salinas, he'll get to the backstop, but Zyrus will stay put at 3rd as Papetti tracks it in due time.
Man is out there like a statue, too. Like, if I were in that same position, I would have jumped a little bit with the way that came towards his ankles. But he had confidence Jacobs wasn't going to hit him.
Deuce is wild.
You got to imagine the ball has to leak a large amount away from the catcher to allow any pass ball to score runners. It's just the short space behind home plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases juice for Newport. Pitch home. Misses up and away, so the count runs full. All the runners will be in motion, so even a hit from Salinas that gets into one of the gaps could easily unload the bases.
As full of a count as you can get.
3-2 in the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs and the bases juiced. Jacobs to Salinas. Swinging, line drive into shallow center field. It's down for a base hit. Zyrus scores with ease. Larson gets the wave. A 2-run RBI single for Tristan Salinas makes it a 9-3 ball game in the bottom of the 7th.
Salinas has had a big night and a big feel for the moment. Bases juiced and just gets one in the gap. And it does a good job to put this game a little bit further out of reach of the Waves.
And one thing we've seen even more out of Tristan Salinas is adding the aspect of going the other way to his ball game. He was practically dead pull early in the season, and while you know he has the absurd power in that direction, shoots one right over the head of the shortstop, Blaze Ward, and makes it a 6-run ball game. Newport scratches across 3 in the bottom of the 7th, and well, they might not be done just yet. Caden Cloud is the next man up, but before then, a turn to the bullpen. We'll have more on the next arm for the Waves when we come back on ESPN+. Ocean State this ball game getting away from him, and a new man on the mound, and Cooper Waddle with more. Gavin Watson.
Yeah, Cooper Waddle has been one of the best pitchers out of this bullpen for the Ocean State Waves. You see those 19 strikeouts. That's good for tied for 8th in the league. He's just been one of the most solid arms for this Ocean State Waves team. His last outing came against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. A big win for this Ocean State Waves team. He went 2 innings with 5 strikeouts in that ball game, and man, the Waves need to strike out big time right here.
A big strikeout to say the least, as Newport has doubled their lead from 3 to 6 in the home half of the 7th, courtesy of a 2 RBI Tristan Salinas single. Also had Devin Zyrus's fielder's choice score Ryan Jaros earlier in the half inning. Caden Cloud gets his chance to collect his first hit of the ball game. 0 for 3 today. Him and Ryan Novak are the 2 hitless goals on the evening. 13 total hits for Newport. First pitch in. Misses downstairs from Waddle. Men on the corners. Mershon over at third. Tristan Salinas stands at first with Cloud at the dish.
But just because the Gulls have a 6-run lead does not mean this game is over, especially with an offense like the Waves have.
Almost catches Cloud on the back right leg.
And it's almost been a brand new offense for the Waves here. They had 15 hits in the first matchup between these two teams, and now just 6 hits through the first 7 innings here.
And there was a promising start on offense. They got out to the early 2-0 lead and tacked on another in the 4th, but since then they just really haven't found much success, and it's getting late early, as they like to say. Now just 6 outs left to work with and chasing the 6 runs. 3-0 pitch into Cloud is in the dirt, so a 4-pitch walk for Cooper Waddle's first batter face of the ball game. Loads the bases for Ryan Novak, another 2-out bases loaded opportunity for the Newport Gulls.
And you know, a walk, not necessarily the worst option here if you're Waddle to come in and throw that, because now action at every single base. So you just need to get 1 out, get out of this inning, and then try to get the offense to regroup.
Novak takes strike 1, about belt high, on the inside half of the plate. 2 outs, bases juiced.
Waddle has a tendency to throw a few walks here or there, but the swing and miss stuff way outnumbers that, so we'll take the strikeout stuff.
0-1 misses outside, so the count even at sticks. Newport continuing to pressure. They just haven't taken the foot off the gas offensively, and over the past week, the offense has been deadly, one of the best in the NECBL in terms of overall production. Misses down low to Ryan Novak. You take a look at the recent games, a 12-11 win over the Valley Blue Sox. The Keene Swamp Bats was a low-scoring 3-1 affair, but they scored 12 against Ocean State, 10 against Danbury, 10 against the Valley Blue Sox that first time around. Novak swinging a deep drive into right field, working on back and making the catch is Batove for the 3rd out of the inning. But Newport puts up 3, the lead up to 6. The back stretch here from Cardines Field coming up next on ESPN+. Well, one important thing is by that camera pointing in the left field, we can tell that John Mass is back from his visit to FAU, the right-hander just committing to go play down south. But more importantly, a new arm on the mound in Jake Kennedy out of Oklahoma State, trying to close things out, record these last 6 outs, and send the Friday crowd home happy on Funny for Fun's night. You look at Kennedy. So far this season, 8 2/3, and that ERA still stuck at 0. He has a 1-0 record, 12 Ks to 4 walks. He loves Labradors. Those are his favorite type of dog. And he hails from Oklahoma State, the Cowboy. You guys have any dogs at home or a favorite dog in
I got
general?
2 dogs at home, a pit bull, and then a mix of all different types of stuff, both energy balls at home.
What about you, Joe?
Shout out to my mother, Kathleen, who is watching our little toy American Eskimo. Little Wolf is her name. And she's very hyper, and she likes to...
Little Wolf?
Little Wolf.
Big time.
Yes,
Big time.
she-
2 first names.
The thing about small dogs is they always think they're bigger. The thing about big dogs, they always think they're smaller than they are.
I have a small dog. So what are your dogs' names?
Betty and Lovey, and our former pitcher on the mound that was just out there, Cooper Waddle, a big Taylor Swift fan. The song by Taylor Swift, Betty, the reason that our dog named Betty, so I'm sure Cooper Waddle would have loved that fact out of me, the fun fact.
My mom and sister will love that while listening. They're big Taylor Swift fans. My dog's name is Bandit.
Meanwhile, with Jake Kennedy, who's on the mound right now, he actually got the win in the 8-4 contest against Mystic that happened last time he was up. He threw 4 2/3 innings, only allowing 3 hits, no earned runs, and had 9 Ks as he takes on Kalen Applefield, who's pinch hitting now.
Well, for Newport, you look at the last 7, and well, they've won 6 of them. So 6 for their last 7, and
they've been a
trying
dominant
to make it
force.
7 for 8 here tonight. That only lost during that stretch, coming against the Ocean State Waves in the high-scoring 16-12 contest. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Meanwhile, this one looking nothing like that one. Still high offense, but it has been, aside from the early onset of this game, it's been all goals since they tied it up at 3. Well, the Waves tied it up at 3, but you get the idea.
We've seen these spells from the Waves. In their previous game, they had 2 hits through the first 5 innings of work. That was 2 nights ago, and then it was about 5 hits from that point on, from the 7th inning on.
We also
and
have,
then again,
a pinch hitter out there right now in Kalen Applefield hitting for Max Farrell. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Kennedy, his last time around, was mowing down batters left and right and starts this appearance off with a K as well.
Yeah, if we take the replay there, I always love seeing whenever you see pitchers come in with Newport, they always throw it hard enough to leave the dust in the mitt. They always, when you have the swing like that, it's an illusion almost with that. It almost makes you think, wow, they swung hard enough, they missed. No, that's just how hard he's pitching.
Foul, left side, out of play.
That one looked like it might have been heading towards the ocean. And Harry, I'm sure you know how traveling across the Atlantic Ocean is with this league.
What a wonderful lob from you, Joe. I feel like LeBron catching one from D. Wade right now. That's right. I have traveled across some of the Atlantic waters a couple of times with Newport so far this season. And
how'd you do that?
And if you're wondering how, we'll look no further than Steamship Authority. Whether you're an island resident or planning a summer getaway or just want to go catch any CBL baseball, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. And that ferry ride really it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I can't stress it enough. Sharp ground ball towards Caden Cloud. Moving back, makes the grab at second and flicks it over to first for the quick second out in the top of the 8th. That ball had a lot of gusto behind it, but Cloud with a nice backhand and slingshot over to the first base bag.
If Cloud's not, immediately right there, that is going into the outfield, and they are getting a hit.
Yeah, Milano had that one lasered, got it top of the zone, a good pitch to swing at, and he's got a good piece of it, but just hit it right out of fielder.
Kennedy trying to go 1-2-3 in his first inning of work. Misses inside to number 13, Jack LaRose.
This has been a night of just things not going the way the Waves were looking for.
2,043 fans at Guardians Field here tonight, and they've been in for a good one.
Absolutely. And you always see this kind of thing whenever the Waves come into town because of that crosstown rivalry. It's amazing, but the Gulls fans just always come out for them no matter who they're facing or what time of the year that it is.
Kennedy drops the 1-1 in there for strike 2.
Looking for a 3-up, 3-down kind of inning.
What better way to end it than the strikeout? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kennedy kicks and deals and sends them fishing, but nothing but another K. Newport pitching staff, well, they've just been graceful. They get 12 strikeouts on the evening. Jake Kennedy with his second, the home half of the 8th, coming up next.
Most people spend their time trying to fit in. Not me. I want to be all in. I want to be in too deep, in the moment, in the center of it all, in the room where it happens. In it to make a difference every single moment of every single day. So grit your teeth and smile. Be ready to take on adversity. Be ready to transform the world. Ready for whatever life has in store. So, you in?
The motoring event of the year returns. The All Dream Newport Concours and Motor Week, October 1st through 4th. Witness breathtaking automobiles against a stunning backdrop of coastline and historic venues. From celebrated events like the Gathering and Concours d'Elegance to the all-new Supercar and Hypercar Concours, and free access to the Concours Village. There's something for all to enjoy. Join us in our Chair Jay Leno in celebrating automotive excellence, luxury, and community. Tickets on sale now.
Touching you.
Is that Neil Diamond
Sing
out
with me,
there?
Joe.
Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba.
Good times never feel so good.
So good. So good. So good.
Oh, what a time.
I know
at
the Gulls
Cardin's.
are feeling so good right now with that 9-3 lead off of 13 hits. What a night it has been for them. And I think that might be Neil Diamond, or I don't know, maybe somebody who's just really good at sounding like
They
him.
put Neil Diamond in a sparkly jacket. I don't know how we got him up here.
As we
Tom,
got,
let's take it some. We're going for a second verse. We got a second verse going around.
Of course, it's excitement.
Look at the beautiful.
Everyone loves it. As
does it get any better than this? Just take
just
it all in.
You got that late June weather. It was a very beautiful day. Not too warm, but warm enough you could still wear shorts and short sleeve shirts. As everyone just loving this performance. Not just the one on the field, but the music as well.
I get going the one verse, but we're pushing it, and I'm loving it. But
we're singing the whole inning, I think.
I mean, if you're at home, join in right now because there's nothing better than this.
Vibes
Sweet
unmatched.
Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, that's enough. All right, keep going.
Anyone that's ever been up to Fenway Park knows this. I remember hearing this rendition of Sweet Caroline going up to Fenway with my father, who sadly passed away back in December.
Bring us the bridge.
Great moment.
I want the bridge. Come on. Oh my gosh.
He's going the distance.
The umpire's ready to go.
Oh my gosh.
I think even the umpires are like, okay, let's get this over with. Jairus is just like, I'm loving this. Give me some time.
Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. Good times never feel so good. So good. So good. So good. Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. This is an experience. I feel like
I think the umpires are just like, okay, let's get this over. I think we got a game here.
But I don't know if the umps
concert.
The umps don't know what to do.
I don't know either here, but hey.
Thank you, Neil Diamond.
Or whoever this is.
Wow.
Wonderful. Okay, now back to the baseball game we all came up with.
Without further ado, Ryan Jaros stands on in.
If I'm the Waves, I'm thinking, okay, that might have helped out a little bit because, get Waddles to be thinking about things properly.
First pitch into Jaros. Well, it misses outside.
Okay, so maybe it didn't quite help as much as what the Waves would have thought. As the crowd certainly is happy with this. I know they've been on their feet quite a few times tonight.
And Jaros catches one inside. So the leadoff man gets aboard via the hit by pitch.
As Don, our PA guy, giving praise to that rendition of Sweet Caroline.
A 9-3 ball game. Richard Tejeda, the 9-hole hitter, digs in, but he's had quite the day at the plate. 2 for 4, swings right through the first pitch for strike 1, and he had a single, an RBI single in his third at-bat. Put a double off the right center field wall his 4th time up, and rumor has it he's hunting for that bullseye to get us all free tax returns. Richard Tejeda, a man of the people, shoots one foul territory, right side, a lot of air underneath it, but onto the clubhouse.
Well, I mean, with Joe's celebrity status, you're quickly getting to celebrity status. You're going to need the free tax return.
Seriously.
Shortly.
You know, rare to see a foul ball that like threatens to be caught in foul territory like that because of how short, how small the foul territory is in Cardines.
0-2. Waddle looking for his first out of the inning. Misses upstairs above the attic for ball 1.
And 2 singles today, including an RBI. Definitely something he's happy as we see some residents out there in the playground past the left field fence.
Swinging. 1-2. Waddle kicks and deals. Runner takes off. Pitches a called ball. Throw to second. Will get into the outfield grass. Jaros in standing at second. Had a slight collision with Owen Morgan, but both appear to be okay.
If it weren't for the fact that Morgan might have accidentally done I'd say maybe a little interference, but
I was going to say, I'm a little surprised there wasn't interference. He kind of just laid down there on the base.
Yeah, kept Jaros from even thinking about making a turn.
He absolutely would have, although I don't know how well he would have been able to make it, given how center fielder came in with that.
2 balls, 2 strikes, still no outs. Newport trying to reach double digits in the run column. 2-2 home from Waddle. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Paints the high and away corner, and Tejeda comes up empty-handed. But the batting order turns it back over to Gus Gandy, who has been so impressive as of late. A 3-hit night here tonight.
That's why he sings, has the song "Say My Name" by Destiny's Child.
And with a name like Gus Gandy, of course, it's just so catchy. I mean,
it's so catchy. They even had the mid-inning trivia question, and the kids, they just love Gus Gandy. They immediately answered Gus Gandy for the trivia question because he's just been that good for this Newport Gulls team.
You find the kids will tend to latch on to quite a few players. Randy Seymour was a big one last year. He was arguably the guy that made the kids come to Cardines.
1 ball, no strikes. Jaros off of second. Breaking ball. Catches the zone, so the count even at 1s with 1 out.
You know, Gandy, a Samford product out of the SoCon. So, definitely knows ball. Southern Conference very good with their athletics, even if they're not a power conference.
1-1 is grounded hardly in the left foul territory, but kicks back onto the field, bouncing across the grass into the glove of Blaze Ward. Waddle asks for a new pearl. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Waddle, one of 3 Southern Mississippi guys on this roster this season. All of them sharing a host family. Said it's like living in the dorms again with the teammates.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Looking for his 2nd consecutive K. Pitching. Misses. Outside, even at deuces now.
You know, you mentioned the host families. I think the host families across the New England League are some of the most underappreciated, unprecedented heroes, because if it's not for them, you don't get these guys from all across the country in one of the best leagues for collegiate summer ball.
Very true, the unsung heroes.
2-2 to Gandy. Skips in the dirt, so the count runs full, and we've been talking about it all night. I'm sure we'll break it down more post-game, but the pitching for Ocean State here tonight just hasn't been quite what they've needed it to be, and a lot of it has to do with allowing too many free passes, allowing hitters count to Newport, and once again another 3 balls, 2 strikes. This time to Gus Gandy. Full count home. Above the letters for ball 4. So tally another walk into the box score. Double digits on the day for Ocean State, and that's a recipe for disaster when you're facing a strong offense already.
Especially someone like Devin Cyrus, who has shown himself to absolutely be capable of busting balls wide open and sending them out deep into the outfield.
Cyrus grounds right back up the middle. Double play opportunity. Ward to Morgan on a hop to Milano. 6-4-3 double play is how the bottom of the 8th will come to a close. A 6-run lead for Newport. Jake Kennedy tries to slam the door shut on the other side. Three more outs left to work with if you're Ocean State, as the Gulls try to make it 5 straight wins. It'd be their longest winning streak of the season. Taking a quick look at the rest of the week, it's really just a game tomorrow, Saturday against the Bristol Blues over at Muzzy Field. Then they return home on Monday after the off day on Sunday to face off with the Sanford Mainers. They'll play them for the second and final time this season, of course, pending any postseason battles between the two ball clubs.
I know you have a bit of a bone to pick with Sanford because of their no hacky sack sign?
No hacky sack allowed in Sanford. Have you been out there yet?
No. What do you mean no hacky sack?
They have
sack
signs
allowed?
everywhere that just says no hacky sack. I say every time it comes up, I say, like, I feel like I was in Footloose, and they're saying I can't dance around. I'm like, you're going to take away my hacky sack?
Sanford also basically on top of the North Division, but when you've got Keene up there as well, no lead in that division is safe.
Well, you think of the new playoff format this year where both division winners are into the playoffs, but other than that, it just comes down to who has the better record regardless of division.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you could see a North versus South playoff matchup earlier than the championship in theory. Kennedy trying to cap things off nicely, blows one past.
And this is the second year they're in the North-South format, because 2 years ago it was an East-Central-West kind of format. But definitely a lot of shake-up will make things interesting here for when they do for the Ray Vincent Senior Cup race.
Papetti watches strike 2. The ball's 2 strikes. You look at Ocean State, 6-11 is currently 6th out of 7 teams in the South Division, only ahead of the Danbury Westerners.
Meanwhile, the Gulls in that 4th spot, if this were like last year's,
but with a win today, I think they'll move ahead of. I guess we should get the live score on the Valley Blue Sox game, if they're even playing.
They are playing. They are playing against
2-4 against
Bristol.
the Bristol Blues. They're losing, so if scores are to hold, the Newport Gulls would jump to 3rd in the South Division. They could even be tied for second. I got to check the Mystic score also. I think Mystic was winning.
Yes, of course, there's the fact that they both tied for the first game in the season. You had 2 ties, almost had a 3rd one with the game the Waves had against Bristol on Wednesday. And I was
a lot of ties.
I was almost thinking, wow, 3 ties in a season after a season when we had none.
Newport 6-4 in their last 10.
And Kennedy getting some extra baseballs.
Tejeda got that one off the hand, and Campapetti, the catcher himself, he knows the pain. He's been beat up all season long.
Speaking of, he's talking with Mike Coombs and might have felt a little bit something extra in that pitch that he had just now. I know Coombsy's not one to risk his players, but if his players say, I'm feeling all right, just a little bit of, maybe a little bit of, some nerves not feeling all right. But
I mean,
when
have you ever heard a catcher say, "No, I'm not good to go. No, I'm a little too hurt to go."
I don't think any player on this Gulls team is ever going to say, I'm feeling a little too hurt to go.
Broken bat right at the shortstop, Gandy, with time deep in the hole, throw to first in time. I think that barrel ended up at the backstop as it ate him up in on the hands.
Feels like a christening of this game. Another broken bat just to finish things off.
I know. We have enough for a bonfire after this. I don't know who needs some firewood, but it's been all over. You might as well call this the lumber yard.
And when you see Larson on there, like that ball thrown by Gandy to him, if that's almost any other first baseman, that's going over their head. But, the Gulls have a lot of tall, kind of lanky guys that help out, I think, with it helps out decently with the pitching, but the fielding definitely helps out a lot, too.
Lobotov out of Indiana, the Hoosier, digging on in. Kennedy draws the count even. 1 ball, 1 strike as Brody Batov watches one. 2 outs away from ending things here in Newport, a commanding 9-3 lead in favor of the Gulls, who just since that third inning have been fairly consistent on offense. Had the 3-run blast via Tristan Salinas, added 2 more in the next time around, 1 more after that, and then really put things to sleep in the bottom of the 7th with another 3 runs. And the pitching, it's really settled in. Will Taylor had a couple of small ball hits that ended in the Ocean State Waves scratching across 2 runs early, but since then, just the 1 run in the top of the 4th, and the bullpen has been stellar.
And credit also to Kennedy with that last pitch that made LaRose swing so hard and go down so low. He actually went down to his knee.
Ground ball up the middle. Cloud's diving attempt won't be there. So a 1-out single for Brody Batov will extend things just a little bit.
Ball games are never over for Brody Batov. It doesn't matter if there's 2 outs, 1 out, or 2 strikes. Batov is always trying to get that next base hit, and there you see him just spark it right back up the middle.
Cloud just inches away from what would have been a highlight reel grab, and if he had somehow managed to then get a throw off the first, that's something you would have been seeing on ESPN come tomorrow.
And with games like this, when you're on offense, small ball wins. That's how the Gulls were able to win against Valley the other day, and if the Waves want any chance to come back into this game, small ball might be the way.
Fly ball into deep center field. Zyrus working back with room, makes the catch. A loud out number 2 from Owen Morgan. Turns the lineup over to Blaze Ward, so he'll have one more chance at things. This one all but over here from Newport. Blaze Ward 3 for 4 today. He's had an ultra impressive day. 3 hits out of both of the leadoff man. Gus Gandy 3 for 5. 5 goals, collecting multi-hit games today.
20 hits altogether. It's not going to really match up with that Valley game's amount of hitting, but still impressive.
First pitch into Ward, skips in the dirt for ball 1.
Ward's got almost half the hits for the Waves tonight, in a batting 3 for 4 tonight. Only 7 hits up there on the board for the Waves.
1-0. Lined into left, working on in and diving to make the catch is Ryan Novak.
That might be
How's that for an exclamation point on things? Newport, 7 out of their last 8. It's safe to say the goals are hot, and Ryan Novak with the diving grab to just put a bow on what was a dominant showing from Newport here tonight. 9-3 your final. Goals win here from Cardines Field. We're going to break it all down on ESPN Plus right after the break. Stay with us. Well, after a 9-3 win in favor of the Gulls, the Pell Bridge Series knotted even at 1. And while Newport, they've just been tremendous as of late, they continue to roll in the orange on this Friday night. We bring you inside the broadcast booth alongside Gavin Watson and Joe Dupuy. I'm Harry Tidgewell. We got Goalie and Goalie Jr. here with us, too. It was a great night, a super fun night at the ballpark. I got to say that first. It was great to be on the call with you two. But, Gavin, I'll start with you. Ocean State has just kind of continued to take steps backwards. They looked really good in the first win they had against Newport this season, but since then just really haven't been the same ball club. How do they go about getting back on track?
They got to tag together hits again. Once again, they had 4 no-hit innings. They had 6 of the 9 innings in this ball game where they left a runner on base. That was really where the things started to go south early in the season. They got to figure a way to drive in those runners.
Offensive consistency, definitely a big factor. I also think you got to say something about the pitching, just pounding the zone more in general, limiting those free passes, as I mentioned, double-digit walks given up to the Gulls today. But, Joe, I turn over to you, and Newport, they've just gone back to that gold standard of the NECBL, if you will, and while they're still in the middle of those South Division standings, it seems like they're only going to continue to climb. They close out the week tomorrow at Bristol. How can Newport just keep on carrying this momentum in game after game?
Well, I think it's do what they've been doing since last week, and that is take a look at the mistakes that you've made and fix them. That's exactly what happened here. They got off to a bit of a slow start, and then they took a look at what did we do wrong, let the other team tell you how they do things, and then you counter them. It's kind of like in boxing, You go in there and just try to swing the entire time, you're going to lose your energy. You let the other guy tell you what he can do, you avoid it, and you counter. Even if it takes you getting hit a few times, it works out well, and it worked out well tonight.
To put it frank, Newport, they've been fighting just as good as anybody across the entire NECBL. A 9-3 win over the Ocean State Waves here tonight. Before we say goodnight, I'd like to thank our entire crew here from Cardines, the media folks, including Olivia, Veronica, Adelina, Tyler, and Michael on the broadcast op side of things. Ethan Poole, Carter Holubesco, Matt Benestad, Matt Clements working graphics today, Sorka Lewis, our director and producer. Shout out Tom Lima and Mikey Basile as always. From up here in the booth, Joe Dupuy and Gavin Watson. Thank you guys again for joining me. It was a total blast. A 9-3 win in favor of the Gulls. They've won 7 out of their last 8. This was a presentation of NECBL baseball on ESPN+. From Cardines Field, I'm Harry Tidgewell saying goodnight. A commanding win here in Newport, 9-3 in favor of the Gulls. The offense, once again, a strong showing. And Tristan, you got things started with that 3-run homer early on. What did it mean to get the energy going on a Friday night at Cardines?
Just felt good to finally get one this summer. Been feeling like I've hit the ball hard. Just couldn't get it over the fence out there and right. But today I did, and I was just glad that everybody else kept stuff rolling.
The offense has been really strong as of late, but the team as a whole, they've won 7 out of their last 8, and you guys look to just keep climbing those South Division standings. How do you keep the momentum rolling, especially in tomorrow against Bristol?
I think everyone's just super close in the team. A lot of games I'm off. Just everybody really knows each other now, and everyone has each other's back. Everyone's going to pick up each other.
Well, in terms of Moff, I think it's credit to you, the game master on the bus, of course. That does it. From Cardines Field here tonight, Tristan Salinas, our player of the game, in a 9-3 win for the Newport Gulls. I'm Harry Tidgewell saying goodnight, Newport.